podcast covering your favorite and unknown movies, games, comic books, anime, and more weekly. We appreciate you being here and hope you enjoy the show.
Of The White Hearted. All right, guys. So we're going to start up with finishing up season 3 of The Whitest Kids You Know, episode 6 through 10 of my favorite skit from every episode. But before we do that, I wanted to say that the NFL recently made history within their sport. There was that game on Thursday on Amazon Prime, the Giants versus the Cowboys, and it is the most streamed NFL game, regular season NFL game of all time. It had 16 million concurrent viewers, and I was one of those 16 million just hoping and praying the Giants would pull it out of their ass.
And they didn't.
They did not. He decided to throw it into double coverage and have it fucking picked off at the end, and I've almost lost my mind. But at the highest viewership peak, they reached 18 million viewers. I'm like, man, how the hell did Amazon Prime not crash?
Yeah, it crashes every other time you try to watch TV.
And Paramount Plus crashed on the Super Bowl like 8 times. But Amazon Prime somehow held it together?
I would hope so, but I know that they're regular like Fire TV, and that shit crashes all the time.
Well, they had the extra service for Thursday Night Football, that's for sure. All right, so on episode 6, there's a skit where it's a show called You Just Got Mustarded, where these people just go around and dumping mustard onto unsuspecting people, or like this prank show. And the funny thing about it was that they picked this one specific little town to do all this stuff in, right? And they're now running on their 3rd year of production in this town, and the townsfolk are getting interviewed and saying like they've been here for 3 years. They've mustarded everybody in town multiple times. Like, they are just completely fed up with the show, but the nation loves it because it's got the highest ratings on it. And then it just goes into different interviews of like the people living there. Like, we can't deal with this anymore. We're just trying to live our lives. You can't even go outside and do anything normal without fear of being mustarded. And like, you know, this guy goes up to order a hot dog. Like, you want mustard with that? Like, whoa, mustard? No. Like, no. Then the guy selling the hot dogs, like, I'm not one of the mustard guys. I swear, because everyone panics the minute they hear mustard. And they're hoping the show will finally be over, right? But the show's won like 4 Emmys, apparently. And they announce during this little interview that they've been re-signed for 4 more years. So the town has to struggle another 4 years with this mustard show. Not only is it that terrible, but at a certain point, they switched over from mustard to yellow ink because it was cheaper. So it wasn't even mustard.
Even real mustard?
And one of the people interviewed was like, I remember when they made that change. That was horrible for a whole nother reason. He never said why the yellow ink was worse. But it was devastating to him.
That reminds me of how Cheaters used to be. The Cheaters show used to be in Dallas.
Fucking massive.
Did you know those people in Dallas is like they're peeking around the corners and shit? It's like there should have been no cheating at all in Dallas because of that show. Because you know you're going to be on TV if you're cheating.
Yeah, they're going to catch you. You're going to end up stabbing the host one day on a fucking boat for some reason. All right, episode 7. Right off the gate, it was the first skit. Timmy finds a little lamp, and he finds a genie, and you think like, oh, a genie, and the genie's like, you get 3 wishes, little guy. So just whatever you wish, you make sure you make a good wish because it's going to change your life forever. So the first wish he wishes is for the genie to kill his teacher, and the genie's like he does not want to, but he's like, I guess I better just he threatens to unwish all genies, right?
Yeah.
So the genie's like, damn it. So you would think like. It's funny because you think it's going to be a magical thing he does, right? But it's not. It cuts to after he said, like, I want you to kill my teacher, and he has to agree to it. It jumps to them in the bushes, and the genie has one of those rifle guns with a scope, and he's like, okay, you sure you want to do this, kid? Like, yeah. You know, Timmy's got he's drinking a little juice box, and the genie's, Sam, one of the actors is playing the genie. He's all in blue, and he does that thing where you breathe really hard before you do so. And he fucking shoots her, boom, and then he looks away. He's like, did I get her? And he's like, oh, you got her. So wish 2, Timmy wants to hook up with the hottest girl in, because I guess he's supposed to be like a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
He's a freshman. He wants to hook up with the hottest girl in school, this senior. So instead of making him magically fall in love with her, right? The genie goes up to her house and he's like, hey, Timmy, what do you think of Timmy? Like, do you like him? Or he tries to like set up a date, right? And she just slams the door in his face. So then it cuts to the genie has her kidnapped. And like and then he like a van pulls up and he opens the door and Timmy's standing on the street and like, Timmy, get in, I got her. And like you get what happened to her. Oh Lord. And you see Timmy smoking a cigarette, like, yeah. You know exactly what happened, and it was not consensual at all.
Right.
And so his third, like, what do you want now, kid? The genie's just fucking devastated with the consequences of his actions. And now Timmy wants to be the president of the United States. He's like, kid, that's gonna take a long time. For one, kids aren't even allowed to, run for office and all this and that, right?
Yeah.
So it starts going into a little montage of the genie. Like first, he's trying to get a law passed in the state to allow kids to run for office. Then it's wanting Timmy to be like city councilor, then mayor, then senator, and then he gets all the way up to president, right? And they're watching the election day, and like a lot of one of the other genies is helping him out because there was another genie before Sam that came out of the bottle, and Timmy didn't like him, so he sent him back, and they kept sending out different genies until he got Sam, and he makes him president. And that's pretty much the skit ends with Timmy becoming president after assaulting a girl and having someone murdered. And the genie's devastated. My doctor says I have ulcers. Like, I'm addicted to smoking, or he says something like he's just like his life is ruined, and Timmy's like, bye, genie. And that's it for that.
But it's funny that they do everything practically instead of magically.
Slowly. That was the funniest part to me. Like I knew when they cut to him holding that gun, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be something odd. There's no. I guess so he doesn't have magical powers. He's just a guy in his bottle, and he's got to do it.
He's got to do it literally, practically.
Basically, it was the weirdest thing. All right, so episode 8, we have this funny skit on. And it's in a courtroom. Apparently some guy murdered another guy at a strip club called the Dancing Clam, and they're trying to it's got Trevor as a judge, Sam is the prosecutor. No, Darren is the prosecutor and Sam is the defendant, or the defense for the defendant.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what they're called, like the public defender, I guess, or I don't know I know a prosecutor. I don't know what a public
defense.
Is it just a defense?
And defendant. Yeah.
No, it's not the person getting defended. That's what I like. Do they even have a name for the other side of the?
No, prosecutor is the plaintiff,
right?
And then defendant is the defendant.
So they just defended.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Did they have a cooler name? Because you got prosecutor, like
defense attorney is all. That's just the name of them.
That's weird.
They don't get the fancy name of prosecutor.
It'd be like calling me the accuser.
Uh-huh.
Weird.
The defense attorney is what you'd call him.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So Sam's the defense attorney, and there's a stripper on the stand, who's given her eyewitness testimony because she saw the guy get murdered, and so it's like, how did you see the guy? And basically, she bent down over her underneath her legs, right, when she was going to move on the pole, and Darren is like, objection, and the judge is like, really? And he's like, oh well, objection. How can she see? Because basically she's wearing her full clothes, right? Like a whole a pantsuit and all that.
Yeah.
And they want her to strip down
to show how
to reenact how it actually was there. And the stripper's like, really, judge? And the judge's like, oh yeah. They're all for it. So then the whole skit is them trying to get her to do the wildest thing she can do. Like first, she bends down, right? She's in her underwear now. She bends down, but it's like, this doesn't feel like it was at the strip club because I had a pole. And then the drummer's like, where? Can someone get a damn pole in here? And so Timmy comes out because he's one of the what do they call the cops?
The bailiff.
Yeah, he's a bailiff, right? He's like, sir, we got no poles here. And he looks up at a pole with the flag on it. He's like, you use the American flag. And then Timmy rips the flag off the pole and fucking puts the pole in the middle of the fucking courtroom. And she dances on the pole, right? And she's like, so I bent over like this, and I saw him get stabbed or whatever, or shot. And then I got up and turned, and as I turned, the deceased landed on me. And then Sam's like, how did he land on her? And he tried to reenact the landing, and he just starts motorboarding her breath. He's like, and then Darren comes up, the prosecutor. He's like, was it really like that, or was it more like this? And he does the same thing to her too. So then Trevor, the judge, calls him over, right? And he's like, It's funny how it's something about when it's real quiet, people talking real quietly, but you can kind of hear it.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me. I don't know why. He's trying to get her to kiss another girl for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason in this little like discussion,
He
right?
just wants to see it.
Right. And he's like, they're all looking around like, oh, there's no other girls here. And he's looking around like, what about the jurors? And like all the guys in the jury are fucking loving the reenactment of the stripper, but except for the women, they're mad as hell. So they decide like, I don't think that's a good idea. A judge is like, oh, you're right. So he's like, he has to leave, but then he's like, wait, come on. He's like, could you get her to? And he starts trying to do something with like his like trying to reenact like he wants to see, I guess, her vagina or something. Because he's trying to like point down like a V on his crotch, right? So you just get her to, and if he doesn't say what it is, what he wants, and then someone comes in from outside, opens the door, and they all fucking panic. They all look up. You know, the judge is standing up, putting a V over his own crotch. So it looks like if it was bad, like when someone catches you masturbating or something like that, you're not supposed to be doing. Or I guess not supposed to be doing, but
just a little embarrassing.
Yeah, no, something you want to do but not get caught doing. And so the judge is like, "What? We're busy in here. Doesn't anyone fucking knock around here anymore?" And that's how the skit ends with him trying. It's so weird. It was so surreal.
Imagine if he got stuck in one of those situations, though.
That'd be awesome. Episode 9, we have. This is a really like simple skit. It's just Zach Cregger and Trevor Moore, and it's casual Friday, so you can wear whatever you want. And I forgot what Zach's character's name was, so I'm just call him Zach. But Trevor's name in the skit is Brian, and like Zach comes in like, you wanted to see me? I guess Brian's the boss.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh yeah, Zach, please come sit down. He comes in, he's got a shirt that says "F this job" and "F Brian." And he sits down like, and he tries to ask Zach like, Zach, what's going on? What's with this shirt? And what? And like he's trying to get to the bottom of it, right?
Right.
It's like, it's just a shirt, it's casual Friday, whatever. It's like, no, but like, why that shirt? What's like, and then like he just says, he's like, is this about the vending machine again? And it turns out that 8 months ago, Zach went off site of the job, right, on his lunch break to a different vending machine in a different building. We'll try to get a Mr. Pim, and the money, the freaking machine took his money. And for 8 months, apparently, for whatever, he blames Brian for this. Now, like, think about that in your head. How would you blame someone? You went off site on a vending machine that doesn't belong to the company. It took your money 8 months ago, and you're to this day you're still mad.
Still pissed, yeah.
And Brian's like, I've given you many, many quarters since then. I haven't bought you a 6-pack of Mr. Bim. And what do? You bring a shirt that says "F this job" and "F Brian"? I'm Brian. And so he gives him 7 quarters, and Zach just leaves. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's some real shit, because the person would do that.
Dude.
They would blame someone else for some shit that has nothing to do with them.
You see it every day.
Just because they're your boss or something. You're like, what the fuck? Because F this job and F Brian. The way Trevor said, F, I'm Brian. Why would you F me? So he's giving this man like fucking, I guess, now it's like he's giving like fucking hundreds of quarters at this point is what it sounds like.
It's like hundreds of dollars worth.
Yeah, and like he's bought him a 6-pack of Mr. Pibb. What the fuck are you so mad about? And like he's like, please change it, please. As Zach is leaving, Trevor's like, please turn your shirt inside out, and Zach flips him off on the way out. So I guess I don't know, he doesn't fucking blames Brian for losing the quarters on a Mr. Pibb.
I could see it. That is something that would actually happen in real life, though.
But yeah, probably. Just some random, like, it's anger for no reason. All right, episode 10, the final episode of the season. We have Darren, and he's a news anchor. And he's like, they're following a report of a bank robbery and a high-speed chase on the highway. And the helicopter driver reporter is Trevor, and he's following the car. And he's like, oh, this is insane. Like, the guy's going 80 miles an hour. He's weaving in and out of traffic like a regular news report, right?
Yeah.
And then he gets quiet, like, that's Meredith's car. And he sees his wife's car on the highway, which is impossible because his wife said that she was going out of town to visit her grandma for some birthday or something, right?
Yeah.
So he's like he starts having like on the news, he's just having like, oh, I can't believe once a cheater, always a cheater, I guess. And so Darren tries to cut the feed, right? And Trevor flips out, like, don't you cut this feed. If you cut this feed, I'll slam this fucking helicopter into the news station. You know I will. And he's like, damn it. So they keep the feed on, right? And then Trevor calls the wife, and he's like, how you doing? And because he, under his breath, like, he goes like, he's like, how you doing, you bitch? And she's like, what? I said, how you doing, honey? And they're talking, right? And she's like, how's your grandma? And she's like, she's fine. Put her on. Put her on the phone. So then she somehow segues into not putting her on the phone, right? She's like, oh, I gotta go. I gotta do all this and that. He's like, I love you, Meredith. And she's like, okay. He's like, Meredith, I love you. She's like, all right, bye. She hangs up on him. He is just fucking tweaking at this point. He's like, 7 years of sobriety down the drain. You hear him open up a bottle of beer and a little can of beer, like the little fucking compression breath. He starts fucking drinking, and then Meredith calls Darren at the anchor table, and you find out that they're the ones cheating together. And she's like, I think he suspects something. He's like, yeah, he suspects, but he's fucking following you in the helicopter. And the skit ends with him fucking slamming the helicopter into the fucking Meredith's car, and him yell. He right before Trevor hits her, he yells Admiral Akbar from Star Wars. And it just fucking blows his car to bits.
Instead of Allahu Akbar.
The Admiral Akbar from he's the fucking fish guy from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what he yelled, something like that right before the fucking ship blew up or something.
Well, I was gonna say, you know what the Allahu Akbar is, right?
Yeah, I know the whole thing. The whole racist, or not racist, but the whole terrorist bullshit.
Yeah. See, that's why it's funnier if he was saying the name of the guy. Yeah.
Star Wars.
Because he was trying to say what they say, but he doesn't know the actual words.
Maybe, or maybe just some Star Wars thing. I was hoping. Unless they were making a play on the terrorist yell. But I don't think so.
But it's saying a different name instead of saying what they actually say.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know what the actual words are, so he just goes with whatever sounds closest.
So basically the skit ends with the skit ends after he hits her with the helicopter, because you never see any of it. It's all vocal.
Yeah.
It's all audio. He goes back to Darren. He's all fucking like, oh shit. Like, well, she's dead and so is he. And then it cuts to like the movie of the week, and it goes to Timmy. And he's like some bullshit Invisible Dog movie. And that's how the skit ends.
So it's completely.
And like she's not even like she's like because he's playing a girl.
Yeah.
And he's just like he's fully into the like it's a great like doing all those like dog puns.
Yeah.
Like possum movie. I give it 4 paws up, and it's like completely like disassociated with the fucking horror that just happened. Of a man just killing his wife and himself. Like she didn't even hear her. I don't know what she like did not like even register. Like, you know what I mean? Like if it was just a regular fucking news story.
Yeah.
Or news segment. I'm like, what the fuck? I guess that made it a little bit funny because like the Darren's on the other side, like just like fucking shocked look on his face.
While she's over there giving her review.
Yeah, of this shitty movie.
I could see that really on a news station though.
They just ignore.
They just skip it.
Yeah. All right.
Go straight from that to something that nobody cares about, really.
Unless you want to see fucking Invisible Dog.
Yeah.
So definitely. That is season 3. We got 2 left. So 4 episodes of The Wise Kid You Know left. It's going to be the end of an era.
Hey, you know what though? What's good is that even though we're season 3, end of season 3, there's still funny skits within the show.
To this day, yeah.
Like they didn't kind of fall off. Like some of the other kind of like
it actually got better with the more freedom, I guess.
Yeah. You know what I mean though? Like Saturday Night Live started off decently funny, kind of went downhill. Like there was never that same level of comedy in it.
I think it's hard for that because that's just been on since the 70s.
I know. That's what I'm saying though. Like even though that was around for 5 seasons, like I don't know, even Mad TV, there's a couple of seasons that weren't necessarily that funny.
No more peak.
Yeah. But this at least is kind of sustaining
consistent
certain level of.
There's one in season 4 that really, the first time I actually because I remember most of these scenes, right? But there's one in season 4 that I've never seen before that I actually burst out laughing for the first time. I was like, because it was just, it's so weird. I'll get into that one when it's time.
Is it going to be in the first half or the second half?
I can't remember what it was because I just watched all 10 of them in a row.
Oh, okay. And for anybody that still complains about the whitest kid you know, remember you can watch all these episodes for free on YouTube. On YouTube.
And YouTube?
Yeah.
Cool.
Every episode's on there.
By the way, Tubi's raised their fucking, they haven't raised their prices because it's free, right?
Yeah.
They sure raised their commercials.
Yeah, they did.
It's like 6 out of 6 now. I'm like, God damn.
And each one's like almost 2 minutes.
Well, 30 seconds, but that's basically.
Oh, you've been getting I've been getting 2 minute. What?
You must be watching some good shows. I'm watching the absolute bottom of the barrel.
Where they don't care about the revenue for it.
I'm watching something called Marijuana Minutes.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's definitely one of the bottom of the barrel. Where it didn't take much production cost to make it.
Oh, it's an indie movie.
Oh, okay. So see, that's why.
I watch a lot of obscure stuff because you never know. Which you might find some gems.
Yeah.
Love dealing with that. Or some unexpected nudity, which is always the best. You're like, hell no. Watching this movie called Mrs. Dalloway. Boring as fuck. And Cersei's in it. You know, Lena Headey?
Yeah.
And for some reason, she's like hanging out with her. It's set like in the right after World War I, I think. So, you know, like oldish. And it's set in England. And it goes back. It shows this woman as an old woman. And then it goes back and shows her as a young woman.
Right.
And as well as all the people that she knew. And because they're the main story at the beginning, or the main story for the older woman is a dinner party for everybody. And then I don't remember what the main story of the flashbacks were because I wasn't really paying attention. I told you, it's one of those long slogs. And at one point, Lena Headey says, like, oh, she's having a sleepover with her friend. And she's like, oh, I forgot my hairbrush or something in the bathroom, right? Like, did you dare me go get it? And she fucking strips butt naked like this. And I'm like, what? Let me go back. So basically, she just dares herself to go get it butt ass naked, her hairbrush, and it's a little dark. You only really see like just one breast real quick and her ass, and then she's running down this long ass hallway. This old lady, a maid in the building, or a maid in the house, comes out of one of the side doors, right? And she's like, "What the fuck?" The butt ass naked girl walking through here. A 22-year-old Lena Headey. That's how old she was. I can't remember. But yeah, stuff like that. You never know. Cool, you catch some titty. So watch everything.
There might be a random boo somewhere.
Yeah, and it'd be the whole reason to watch the movie again. It was just a random I can guarantee. Well, I know it's a book, right, Mrs. Dalloway.
Yeah.
And I'm a big reader, so I read everything. And so I want to see if that's in the book, or they just like, can we show some titty in this movie? Just to liven it up a little bit.
Or you get the reverse. In the book, it goes into a lot more graphic detail. You can get either way on that.
I guess that's true. It might be like even more graphic. Like the scenes in Stephen King's It.
Yeah.
Where they gangbang at the end.
Yeah.
Good. Jeez, I'm glad they didn't add it to the movie. Lord.
That's one of the funniest things is that I don't care about the politics of Stephen King whatsoever. But every time he says something, it's always funny whenever you see the comment. So what about it? What about the gangbang scene?
Like, hey, man, cocaine's a hell of a drug, all right?
I just find it funny that there's that one thing that you can find from a lot of artists where it's like, so what about that one time?
I want to know why that was, the editor was like, you're right, Stephen King, that's what we need.
I know.
And I'm like, bro, you fucking insane.
Or the question
They're
is,
fucking 11 years old.
The question is, though, is that did they even read it at that point? Does that just show that the publisher never read it?
They have to, because they always have to go through like their typos and stuff.
I've
seen a book
who overlooked it.
I don't think they
or who liked it.
I don't think anyone overlooked it. I think they read like that's a go right there. It must have been Jared Fogle from Subway. He must have been the editor. He's like, I love that shit. I need more of that.
That was a horrible scene. But it's something that you don't want to see in like an adult writing.
Yeah.
Like it'd be different if a kid wrote it, as you know, like a kid. You're
still wouldn't be. Like, that'd be not something they would even think about.
And no,
I would hope not. They wouldn't write that. Now for the gangbang. I'm 12 years old.
I mean,
like what the fuck?
Hey, look! Last week in Reddit, we found a 13-year-old that created a butt plug out of Legos.
So we think. We don't know if that's true or not. Could be some 45-year-old man telling us a story.
Could be, but I don't know. May not be.
I was 13. Bullshit. You were 45.
What if He was telling what he did last week
Basically, yeah. Retelling it in the frame of a childhood story.
because he's a creep. Yeah, I can see that. That could definitely make some sense.
It's hard to verify like life stories because unless you're there, you don't really know.
Yeah, man. Look, you told me a story earlier. It's like, yeah, it wouldn't make.
Oh, you wouldn't be believable, that's for sure.
Exactly.
If you guys wonder what the story was, I'll tell you. Me and my cousin went to go eat at this burger place, right? I had come to his house, and I left my house at his house. I left my car at his house, and we drove in his car and to the burger place. And I'm like, cool, I'm starving. I just got off work, and I was fucking dead hungry. And we're pulling in. I'm like, why are we pulling into the mechanic's place? And he's like, oh, I'm going to drop my car off. And I'm thinking, cool, you drop your car off. Well, when we're done eating, we'll pick it up, right? And he's like, no, I'm going to drop it off overnight. And I almost had a fucking nervous breakdown. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? We are miles away from your house. Why the fuck didn't you say we were going to drop your car off? I could have followed you in mine. He's like, oh yeah, that would have been a good idea. And so we end up leaving this fucking car there because he doesn't want to fucking take it because it's fucking acting up. And so we go eat burgers and then we get out and then we have to leave the car there. And so we call everybody, and his phone was dead and mine was at 3%. And I had an old iPhone 5C. And so it didn't hold the charge for more than 45 seconds. And so it was at 3%. And we were calling everybody. We called one cousin, and this was like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, right? We called one cousin. He's like, if you guys are still there by 9 or 10, I'll go pick you up. I'm like, 9 or 10? What the fuck are you talking about? And so just the level of stupidity to this day, I was actually angry when we started the podcast, just reminiscing the story. So we ended up getting picked up by his mom like an hour and a half later. Like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, we're just sitting in the fucking, on a bench outside of Walmart.
And to preface this, if anybody knows Oklahoma, this is a Walmart off of Reno Avenue where there are homeless people everywhere. Like think of like a zombie horde.
The horde?
The horde. So you got lucky.
I didn't get lucky. Well, I had a milkshake that destroy my asshole too. They were like, you want that milkshake to go? I'm like, hell yeah. And I ate it and my stomach was fucking rolling. The whole situation was dumb as fuck. I'm like, why the fuck didn't you just say so? So I could have driven behind you. What goes on in people's heads sometimes?
So see, that's why I say there's things that you wouldn't believe that do happen. There's a lot of things that happen that you would never believe.
Yeah, I guess that's true. All right, what you got for us?
What do I have, huh?
From our fucking rage, we light this up.
All right, we got two different things today. We have our normal breakdown that we'll do after this, and we have our character spotlight as normal. Today, the character spotlight that we have is DC Comics' Etrigan, the demon. So, basically, Etrigan, son of the demon Belial, was summoned by the wizard Merlin, his half-brother. Unable to gain the creature's secrets, he bonds the demon with Jason Blood.
Okay.
A knight in King Arthur's Camelot.
Oh, so he's that old?
Yeah, he's really,
Jason
really
Blood
old.
too? Okay.
Yep. This renders Jason immortal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which he alternately considers either a penance or a curse. He doesn't look at it as a benefit.
Oh.
So in modern times, Jason Blood resurfaces as a prominent demonologist in Gotham City. Jason is called to the crypt of Merlin and discovers a poem that causes him to switch places with Etrigan. And then he appears to transform into Etrigan. To this misfortune, he is followed by the long-lived Morgan Le Fay, who lusts for Merlin's secrets. That leads to Etrigan's first major battle. Over the years, Etrigan both clashes with and occasionally aids Earth's heroes, guided by his own whims and Jason's attempts to turn his infernal power to good use. So since he was a knight in Camelot, he still has some chivalry of wanting to do good, even though Etrigan does not give a fuck. The entire time he doesn't give a fuck.
It'd be funny, like, there's like a school bus, right? It's like teetering over a bridge, and Jason Blood's like, we gotta save these children, and Jason's like, man, fuck those kids.
Sometime after his first appearance, Etrigan began speaking in rhyme due to a promotion in hell.
I bet you, like, at that first read, the Rare's like, hell yeah. And then after like a couple, like 6 or 7 issues, the Rare's like, fuck.
Having to write it.
Yeah, like, fuck.
He fucked himself over bad. All because of the promotion of Hill.
I'm like, man, goddamn. Be like racking my brain trying to rhyme for every character. That you probably see him talk less and less.
You just can't do it no more.
Yeah.
Writing in limericks.
I'd burn myself out.
Though he is not limited to rhyme, he leads the forces of Hell in the great battle against the great evil beast and is in brief contact with the entity and its questions about its nature. He barely survives the attempt. His high rank would also see him guide Dream of the Endless from Hell's gates to Lucifer. So during the whole Sandman series.
He was in Sandman?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's one of the ones that leads Dream to Lucifer. Sometime after this, Jason Blood and Glenda Mark attempt to separate him and Etrigan, an event which leads to Blood's ally, Harry Matthews, being devoured and later turned into a pillow by Belial.
Jeez.
At the end of these
Make me a pillow in a college dormitory. That woman will ride the hell out of you.
be a bunch of dudes.
A dormitory or a college sorority?
You said dormitory, though.
Fuck. They're gonna fucking put me, they're gonna fucking squeeze me and stick their dick in between.
Exactly. You fucked yourself on that
It has
one.
to be a fraternity, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But you just said a dormitory. That could be dudes or women.
Guess I can swing both ways. I'm a pillow.
You get fucked and then you get rode. At the end of these events, Etrigan and Blood are separated. Both begin to age, and during the event known as Cosmic Odyssey, they are reunited. After the remerging and relationship between Blood and Etrigan becomes even more contentious, drawn to hell by the archfiend Astaroth. Etrigan stops if I can even talk again, Astaroth's attempt to sacrifice Glenda Mark, Randu Singh, and Merlin, and Blood himself. In hell, Blood and Etrigan were at the time separated. Etrigan followed these events by overthrowing the leaders of hell, Lucifer, Belial, and Beelzebub, and taking the symbol of authority in hell, the crown of thorns, for himself. Or crown of horns, sorry. Separated from Blood via the crown's power and about to destroy him, Merlin reminded Blood of his own power. Jason Blood spoke the incantation and remerged with Etrigan, and they were drawn back to Earth. There, he fought Lobo, Clarion the Witch Boy, and his gang. And was drawn into the realm beyond, where he met the thing that cannot die and was reunited with his older brother, Lord Scapegoat.
He has a brother?
Lord Scapegoat?
Remember in the Hellboy in Hell series, and you found out that Hellboy was the son of, I guess, Satan?
Mhm.
And on his mother's side, he's actually the last descendant of King Arthur. So Hellboy is actually the rightful heir to England,
Really?
or the rightful king to England, yeah. He can wield Excalibur.
Really?
And his brothers on his dad's side meet up with him like, well, if it isn't the favored son or something, they beat the hell out of him. So he has to fight his whole fucking family down there in hell. I thought that was a great, like, writing, like making him one side the son of Satan.
Yeah.
So, like, one of the princes of hell.
Mhm.
And then on the other side, the last descendant of King Arthur is fucking wild idea.
Yeah. To where he's both good and evil in one.
Just one guy that's, always like one side of the family to the other.
Hey, everybody's got that side of the family.
Yeah.
Where it's like you got the evil side and the like virtuous side. All right. Upon escape from the realm beyond, Etrigan and Blood agreed to work together and teamed up with Batman and Robin against the Howler. Soon after, Etrigan was chosen as political candidate for president of the United States and nearly succeeded in securing the Republican nomination from George H.W. Bush.
The random shit.
Yes. That threw you off a little bit, didn't it?
A little bit.
During his political run, he attempted to gain Superman's endorsement, but was denied it.
It's like, no, I'm apolitical.
When Jason Blood's daughter was born, he decided to destroy Etrigan and hired hitman Tommy Monago to help him. After a battle against both Merlin and Etrigan, the two of them rescued the baby, and Blood was able to steal Etrigan's heart, essentially neutralizing him and binding him to Jason's will. At the end of the battle, Jason left the child, Catherine Mark, with her mother, Glenda Mark. Jason told Glenda before he had left, "Take care of our daughter. I think it would be best if she never knew about her father." Blood then skipped out on paying Monaghan the $2 million he had promised.
You ain't getting no child support from me. Deuces. Deuces, woman, deuces. And he fucking disappears.
Etrigan became listless and ceased to rhyme. With Monaco needing an edge against the demon Malzir, he conned Blood into returning to Gotham and using Etrigan to retrieve the Ace of Winchesters. And
I didn't know Dean and Sam were in DC Universe.
yeah, an anti-demon rifle,
There you go. It must be an Easter egg for the series.
probably,
Yeah.
from hell, all while preparing to face the demonologist to let the monster.
But then again,
onto
it is a
Etrigan.
gun. A Winchester. Winchester is a gun model.
Yeah.
So it might not even be.
Probably
It's hard to tell, actually.
with DC and stuff. Yeah,
With just like Easter eggs in general, especially when specific names are like so
ubiquitous. With
like fucking Winchester. Like you got the famous supernatural characters.
but then you have the extremely famous gun too,
Yeah.
the Winchester.
It's like, God dang. So which one is it? I'd go with the fact that it's probably just a play on both of them.
Could be.
The gun and the supernatural Easter egg.
Despite the risk that Etrigan would kill him in vengeance, Monaco traded Etrigan his heart for the Ace of Winchesters. Once more forcing
Winchester. It has to be because it's two Winchesters.
Ace of Winchesters,
So it has to be the supernatural.
probably. Once more forcing Blood to have the full burden of their merging and returning Etrigan to his full strength, though Etrigan reneged on the deal and tried to kill Monaco anyway.
What if they'd be surprised that the deal actually went through smoothly? They'd be like, "Oh, okay." So you give me like fame and fortune, and I give you my soul, and then like it actually happens, right? And the devil's like, "Oh, that was okay." And like the guy that got the deal too is like, "Oh yeah, I did get to be like I would just be like, all right, make me rich and famous, and then when I die, you can have my soul." And
Right.
the demon's like, "Bet." And then when you're like 107 years old, he like, I'm here. It's like, oh. And like you die, right? And
Yeah.
you had your whole life. He didn't like come at you like 2 years later.
The way they did in like Supernatural,
Right,
They
like-
always had that little fine print somewhere.
Like no, like a solid full like you had like your own demon lawyer look it over like, yeah, this looks pretty good, okay. And so the deal is actually like upheld for real.
Unlike Johnny Blaze, whenever he made the deal with Mephisto, or was it Mephisto?
I don't know.
For Ghost Rider.
Oh, I don't actually. It had to be.
I think it was Mephisto, wasn't it?
Shit, I don't know.
Because there is no Lucifer in,
No.
or I take that back. I think there is a Lucifer in Marvel, but I think Mephisto is the more prominent one out of like the demons that there are in.
There's that one story that comic book you let me borrow one time where this truck driver makes a deal with a devil that was going to take a baby that if he could drink like 8 cans of fucking gas.
Oh yeah.
I was like, God dang.
Oh, I need to find that one
He
again.
fucking drank like eight fucking cans of gasoline or
Yeah.
motor oil. And I think,
And then he got lit on fire.
and he fucking, did he?
Yeah.
He just died.
No, he got lit on fire after that.
But she didn't take the baby, so a deal's a deal.
Yep. I'll have to
That
find.
was a good story.
I'll have to find that book again. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can picture it. I just can't remember what the title of it was.
Because he was all fucking, had that like that dizzy symbol over his head because he was fucked up from that motor oil.
Just over there drinking fucking gas. It's like,
But I like the fact that he didn't try to fight it, right?
yeah,
He was just an old trucker. He was, he would never beat an actual demon.
right. So he's like,
Fuck it. If I can drink these fucking cans of gas, like, I don't know how many it was, but he drank a lot of them.
yeah,
Like, you can't keep it. Like, it's one of those things where you like, it's more cerebral
right.
instead of just physical combat, which I like.
I'll have to find that one.
He's just like, fucking, brr, 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 and he just fucking dies.
Because if I can find it, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, cool.
If I can find the actual story to it
Yeah.
anyway, though. All right. Despite Blood's own doubts about himself whenever the Justice League vanished during their attempt to rescue Aquaman from the past, Batman's emergency program designed to assemble a substitute Justice League in the event that the originals were killed
Fucking B team.
selected Blood as the team's magic expert. A pre-recorded message Batman had left for Blood assuring the sorcerer that he would not give Etrigan the keys to the Watchtower unless he was certain that he could be controlled. While working with the team, Jason spent some time reinforcing the Watchtower's magical defenses. During the subsequent fight with Gamamne, hang on, Gamamna, I guess is the way you pronounce it. Jason sacrificed himself to free Zatanna from her control. Although he later escaped its Quagmire spell, thanks to the Martian Manhunter's telepathy,
Giggity.
prompting
Giggity.
that's kind of what it reminds me of. Prompting his transformation into Etrigan. The crisis resolved, Jason handed his duties as the League's magic expert over to Monito
The bowl of shit. Here's your duties. Oh, you nasty motherfucker. What if it's like a literal demon? So if you I accept these duties, then he just gives you
an actual bullshit.
bowl of shit. Like, what the fuck? I'm so hungry I can eat a horse. And he brings a fucking horse carcass. You're like, you motherfucker. I can't say shit around you. You You literal asshole. And he's like, no, I'm not actually a literal asshole, sir. I'm a full being. Like, oh, you know what I mean? You an asshole that follows literal metaphors, or because if you call him a literal asshole, he'd be like, what? No, I'm not. Because he wouldn't actually be a literal asshole.
Right. But like where he takes everything that you say literally.
Like, yeah.
The crisis resolved. Jason handed his duties as League's magic expert.
Now I can't get over it. I just imagine him, Estrogen, giving it, or who gave it to who?
He gave it. Jason gave it to Monato Raven.
So he just gives her a fucking bag of shit.
Newly arrived in the present before departing. That's his departing. His departing.
He just leaves her at her house with a bag of shit. He lights it on fire.
The series Blood of the Demon, plotted and drawn by John Byrne and scripted by Will Pfeiffer, began in May 2005. Etrigan apparently loses the restrictions imposed upon him by the wizard Merlin, which turned him from evil, caused by his murder at the exact moment he was transformed from his human self, Jason Blood, into his demon self. It turns out that the incident has resulted in Jason Blood being able to exert some will over Etrigan's violent nature, whereas the two remained separate, only one existing at a time. Blood of the Demon ended in issue number 17 in July of 2006, though.
I think that show, Batman Brave and the Bold, they had a good characterization of estrogen, if I remember.
Estrogen?
My bad. Estrogen.
Estrigan?
I guess the G is a little bit. Isn't it spelled the same? It almost it's spelled the same in my head. But estrogen. Estrogen. I guess it would.
There is no S at the beginning.
There's not?
Estra.
Estra. Oh, yeah, I guess at the end.
You said estrogen?
But Etrigan, he has like a good characterization in Batman Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
Where I think they make him rhyme all the time.
Yes, I do. Like in Limerick.
Yeah. God dang Shakespeare.
So Etrigan later attempts to use the Trident of Lucifer to take control of Hell. A makeshift Shadow Pact team successfully takes the Trident from him and flees to the supernatural Oblivion Bar. Etrigan follows and battles the team inside the bar. He is petrified with magic pistols and used as a hat rack before being returned to normal by sunrise.
Damn, they fuck him off? Oh, they turn him into a hat rack.
Yeah. Like a petrified
Yeah.
version of himself, and then they just hang their shit on him. Etrigan takes part in the war for control of Hell on the behalf of Neron, dueling Blue Devil. Later, during the effects of the magic drug Satanus has infested Hell with, he was transformed into a soulless physical human, a perfect duplicate of Jason Blood. Blood, meanwhile, has taken steps to interfere with any possible attempts of Etrigan's to reemerge, because he doesn't want to reemerge with him.
Right.
During the Blackest Night event, though, Blood's body is possessed by Deadman, who invokes Etrigan's transformation using his flames to hold back the Black Lanterns. Etrigan briefly appears in the prelude to the JLA-JSA crossover during the Brightest Day event. Etrigan travels to Germany to find a crashed meteorite that contains an unconscious Jade and confronts the Justice League after attacking a squad of German superheroes. Not the Nazis either.
German superheroes.
Super soldiers?
See, that sounds weird.
He mocks the League by claiming they are an inferior team of substitutes, but is ultimately defeated by Donna Troy using her lasso of persuasion to force him back into Jason Blood's form. Not lasso of truth, lasso of persuasion. Jason apologizes for the trouble he caused and departs from the scene, but not before warning Batman and his teammates that the meteorite possesses supernatural qualities. The meteor is later revealed to be Starheart, a legendary entity that has the power to possess metahumans with magical or elemental abilities, which we talked about before. The Starheart with Alan Scott, the Green Lantern.
Oh, that one. He didn't have an actual Green Lantern. He had like a special.
Yeah. I think that was part of that. Etrigan is shown aiding the JLA during the mission into Hell, where he helps Hawkman defeat the demonic beast. He also was the guide to the Secret Six in their trip to Hell and led Catman to see the fate of his father, all the while amused at the confusion and pain they were suffering as a result of their visit.
That must be basically a regular human in this world. You know hell's real, you know heaven's real, the fucking Watcher, or not the, what else, the Anti-Monitor.
The Monitor.
I'm like, God, dang, I can't, I'd be fucking, therapy must be fucking at a premium in this world, cause just to cope with the reality of like everything is real. Everything in our world that's like suspected,
Yeah.
it's just real.
It's real there.
That universe, yeah.
See, what I didn't like about that Lucifer show is they actually took Michael out of it. Michael the Archangel.
Mm-hmm.
They replaced him with Amenadiel.
Hmm.
Like, why? Why did you change the names here?
Maybe they had a reason. Who knows?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it was because of rights or something that they couldn't, or
Maybe.
possible. Then we have him during the New 52, so the sucky part of DC Universe. In the New 52, the 2011 reboot of the DC Comics universe, his past and origin were largely changed, of course. Before the Dark Ages, Etrigan was a rhyming demon who served Lucifer before leading a rebellion against him. Kind of the way Lucifer led a rebellion against heaven.
So Lucifer's like, oh, you motherfucker. You think you're going to do this to me? Versus the Denzel Washington training day? I'll put cases along you, motherfucker.
Jason of Norwich had been sent to Camelot as a scribe to Merlin and was growing frustrated with life, believing he was meant for greater things and suffering from rages. A prophecy showed that if Jason did not have some sort of quest to force him to heal himself, his rage would grow and cause him to kill his love, Madame Xanadu. Like how they're...
Wait, what? I'm confused.
Yeah.
He has a... Wait, what?
So Jason is not a knight of Camelot the way he was before the New 52. In the New 52, he's a scribe.
Well, but I don't understand. What do you mean he's to heal himself, or his rage will be so fucking overwhelming he'll kill his wife or whatever?
Yeah.
I'm confused at that. What does that mean?
A prophecy showed that if Jason did not have some sort of quest to force him to heal himself, basically, I guess, his mental health,
I guess.
his rage would grow and cause him to kill his love, Madame Xanadu.
So, all right, Anakin Skywalker.
Because he suffers from rages.
Yeah, but I get mad too. I'm not gonna fucking kill my wife.
During the fall of Camelot, Merlin bonded Etrigan to Jason in an attempt to provide this quest for him.
But thanks, bro.
Now immortal, Jason and Etrigan came to an agreement and share their existence. Madame Xanadu began traveling with Jason only to find Etrigan had now begun falling for her as well and would slaughter innocents if he thought that she and Jason were happy together. To placate the demon, she pretended to be in love with him and cuckolding Jason.
Damn, girl. You're doing too much.
It's funny because whenever I did the research, they actually used the word cuckolding.
Yeah.
It's funny that it's so ubiquitous in our nomenclature now that
Yeah.
you can actually use the word.
Goddamn cuck.
Over the centuries, Jason began known as Jason O' the Blood, and Etrigan continued to practice his rhymes. By the Dark Ages, he and Etrigan became the center of a ragtag team of adventurers, the Demon Knights. Jason and Etrigan, Xanadu, Vandal Savage, Shining Knight, the Horsewoman.
It'd be funny if Vandal Savage was just like in every team known to man because he just has so much time on his hands. So you just see him in every picture. You see him with the Justice League, the Justice Society, the Green Lanterns, the fucking Shadow Page. He's just like, is that Vandal Savage? like where's Waldo? Find Vandal Savage in this picture.
A picture somewhere.
And then he became a bad guy, so it's like the fucking League of Doom. It's just every team.
The Secret Society.
Every team known to man. Then you go, you read, you put up a book of Spider-Man, you see him in the Sinister Six, like, that Vandal Savage?
He's just in every team there is. So, the Horsewoman, Saracen inventor Al-Jabbar, the number in Arabic, and the Amazon Exoristos, the Exile in Greek. They first fought Mordru and the questing queen's army to a standstill before tasked by the city of Al-Saram to return Merlin to life at Avalon. Etrigan plotted to betray his teammate souls and Avalon itself to Lucifer and curry his favor.
It's fucked up, bro.
While he successfully manipulated the knights into letting Hell invade Avalon and secretly felt guilty about his treatment of Xanadu, he was himself captured and used by the questing queen to gain access as well. Lucifer believed Etrigan had done this deliberately and condemned him. Outraged, the demon refused to serve anyone again. At the end of the battle, Jason was tasked as a member of Avalon's Stormwatch, but neither he nor Xanadu wanted to serve Merlin after having Etrigan forced on them again. Having Etrigan forced on them, and they didn't want that to happen again. Jason vowed to not let the demon out so often. In the present, Etrigan's body lies buried in London. It is explained that he was sealed there by his own friends because of his betrayal of them, but magic emanating from it is able to possess persons above, eventually freeing the demon, who promptly attacks Midnighter and Apollo. The entire Stormwatch then battles Etrigan, but after being defeated, he is able to possess a host and flees. During the Trinity War storyline, Etrigan is among the superheroes who feel the disturbance in the magical plane when Shazam picks up Pandora's box. In the timeline of the New 52 Future's End, Zatanna is romantically involved with Etrigan. So she's getting that demon dick. Which is weird. Like I said, the New 52 doesn't fit very well, and no wonder it got rebooted again. Some of the powers that Etrigan has, even among demons, Etrigan is considered to be extremely powerful. He was mystically enhanced super strength to a degree that he can stand up against other powerhouses such as Superman, Wonder Woman, and Lobo.
Superman, I'm actually surprised. I didn't know he was that strong.
Yeah. He has a high degree of resistance to injury and can project hellfire from his body, usually from his mouth. So he has that like demon breath, basically.
Sometimes if he eats Taco Bell from his ass.
Exactly. Flames just shoot out his asshole. He has a very high command of magic. Other powers include mystically enhanced fangs and claws, enhanced senses, super speed, agility, telepathy, energy blast, and precognition. He said his nature basically allows him to enjoy pain as if it were pleasure.
So at that point, it's just pleasure.
Sadomasochistic.
Maybe.
Yeah. Making him generally fearless in the face of combat and torture. He loves that.
Twist my nipples even harder.
He loves that BDSM. He revels in it. His healing factor can handle an incredible amount of damage, allowing him to recover from wounds that have removed large sections of his body. He also has pyrokinesis and cryokinesis, enabling him to manipulate fire and ice.
Oh, he's got one more. He's got a CDL license. I would add random shit on that on purpose.
He also possesses a CDL.
He can
forklift operator's license. Jason Blood, on the other hand, which is the other half of Etrigan. Jason Blood is a highly skilled hand-to-hand combatant, including mastery of swordsmanship, because this is pre-New 52, so it was whenever he was still part of the Knights of Camelot, so of course it's
what fine it is. Because I always wondered about like old martial arts and stuff. Like it's very crude because it's being invented at the time, right?
From what I understand, it's actually really...
Because like I wouldn't want to see a boxer from now fight a boxer from 1910, because that boxer from 1910 gets a fucking ass beat. Because there's just it becomes so highly fine-tuned, like the sports, like,
right?
That like someone from a different era would not... They maybe would stand a chance. Like maybe like if it was like not that far back, like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier could like, you know, develop into this newer, I guess new like level of like performance.
Mm-hmm.
But like if it was like way back, like back in the era when it first started, like man, like if the football players from back in like the 1930s played an NFL team right now, they'd be fucking destroyed.
The only thing that I'll push back with that, they also had less safety things back then.
Safety don't matter if you get knocked. If you're
imagine one of those big motherfuckers from back then playing now.
But I mean,
remember they used to play with leather helmets.
Like I'm telling you, how big? Like
they were giant.
Size like we have like 6'9" guys, like 400 pounds.
Yeah, they were just as big back then.
I don't know, like maybe one or two, but like not like a consistent row of linemen all fucking pushing 600 pounds. Like you always had like that one or two guy that was like the oddity, like fucking George Washington being 6'2".
Yeah.
But like now, like that's just the normal.
Yeah.
Be like, man. Be like,
I would agree with sports on a lot of things like that, but with swordsmanship, I would assume it'd probably be better back then, and martial arts too.
I don't know. I don't think so.
And the only reason I say that is because there's a lot of people that still practice the exact same way they did back then.
I'm talking about the training that was different.
Yeah.
Like the level of like physical ability is like a higher standard now. Like I wouldn't want to go against fucking John Jones. I don't think anyone in...
No, I'm not with
even if
not with like mixed martial arts.
Even if it's like something like military level, like Navy SEALs are fucking Navy SEALs. I don't think an Apache warrior would stand a chance against a Navy SEAL get fucking sniped from 600 miles away.
Yeah, with modern equipment, yeah.
I'm just saying, like that's the thing. Like they got no chance.
A physical ability though.
I hear Genghis Khan coming from back and getting his fucking head caved in by a random fucking Marine.
An RPG just boom.
Yeah, I'm like I got him.
My only point is that like with specific things like swordsmanship, of course they're going to be better with swords than what we would be now. Like because they had the techniques down. Like that's what they grew up with is swords and daggers and stuff like that. We don't have any of that now. You might be able to train a little bit, but you're not going to have your entire life divested into it the way they would.
I can beat him. Give me like 2 years of actual specialized training. I can beat anyone with a sword. And back in the day, if I can bring him back in a time machine, I promise you, I'd whip the hell out of him.
Okay, we'll do that then.
In fact, you know what I would do? I'd fucking turn it over, right? I wouldn't even need a fucking a sword. I just need a club. If I could ring his fucking helmet, he'd be like, "Oh fuck!" Would ring the shit out of him with a baton. He would be dizzy as fuck. My shit would be padded, right?
Yeah.
For like sound concussion, his would not. I would knock his fucking ears off. He'd be like, "Oh, I can't."
You know,
Welcome to modern medicine, understanding the human body. Boom! Hit him again.
you're gonna have a bunch of people in the comments saying, "Oh fuck,
I ain't wrong. Please look it up. If you hit someone with a metal helmet in the head with a fucking like blunt object, I promise you it'll ring the fuck out of them.
Jason is also adept at magic and is often called upon to act as an advisor or investigator in occultic matters. He has limited precognition and telepathy. Jason is technically immortal due to his connection with the demon Etrigan. He has the combined experiences of Etrigan since he was bonded with the demon. And Jason Blood shares all of Etrigan's weaknesses, though, which include
like you pick up a fucking Bible and it fucking cuts his, like burns his hand.
holy powers,
Well, damn.
holy water, and iron. With his command of magic is strong, while his command of magic is strong, it is considered to be less than half of his father Belial and half-brother Merlin. Additionally, Belial granted the power of Etrigan to both Merlin and another son, Lord Scapegoat. He also is helpless against those with magic strong enough to control him, such as Morgan Le Fay. He is also said to have a strong frailty for sound effects as well.
Like Venom?
Kind of, yeah, certain sounds.
Like kind of with cats and like the comb.
Yeah.
So I heard it's like fucking a fork on a blackboard. Now I feel bad watching those videos of cats fucking gagging on a fucking comb. Because they ring the comb like
Yeah.
it fucks up their like hearing.
Yeah.
I don't like that. If it's the equivalency of like a fucking fork on a chalkboard,
Oh.
I'm like, The other day I had to move a pallet from the back outside, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to pick it up because it was all fucking wood and like all fucking misformed. So I slid across and the fucking nail, I was like, trying to hold my fucking teeth in place because I thought they were going to fucking blow out of my fucking mouth. I was like, because for some reason it hurts my front teeth.
Mhm.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it does that with a lot.
Oh, God. So I'm just like pushing it. And I'm like, and I'm like,
Just over here about to gag completely.
yeah, I'm like, oh God, how much faster do I got to slide this way? I thought once I got into concrete, it sounded even fucking worse.
Yes, it does. I know exactly what you're talking about there.
Ugh.
All right. And next up, we have the rest of our deep dive for the Daedric Princes that we started last.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna buy me an Xbox and get the Morrowind Game of the Year edition. I've been playing Morrowind for 50 years.
So we left off last week. We finished with Hermaeus Mora.
My boy, the Forbidden Knowledge Man.
Yep. Next we have is Hircine.
Hircine sounds familiar too.
Hircine, known as the Huntman, Lord of the Hunt,
That
Master of Beasts,
dirty motherfucker up on that island. Can't stand that motherfucker.
and the Master of the Chase, is a Daedric prince whose sphere is the hunt, the sport of Daedra, the greatest game, and the chase and sacrifice of mortal. His realm is in Oblivion is called the Hunting Ground, an endless forest where the prince and his huntsmen hunt great beasts, people, and even other Daedra. Hircine is typically portrayed as a great spear, pictured with a great spear in either the head or skull of an elk.
Yep.
The latter of which Khajiit myths say belong to Ymphir's champion, the great Grot elk.
If I remember right, you had to fight him 3 times. Once as a wolf, a bear, and then a deer.
Yeah.
If I remember, I never got to the boss battle because, believe me, guys, Morrowind, if you didn't have a strategy guide, you didn't know what the fuck was going on.
You were fucked, basically.
Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Hircine is one of...
I can tell you, like, the perfect example. So, in the main quest, you have to go to this Dwemer ruins outside of this town, Balmora, I think that's what it's called. Like, it's like one of the main hubs you visit at the beginning of the game.
Mhm.
And you go to this little town, and then you go to this ruins, you open up the place, and you got to find this Dwemer cube that's supposed to help you decipher something, right?
Mhm.
I shit you not. I go into this fucking ruins. Like after I finally find it, because they tell me it's right before the fucking Imperial garrison up on the fucking mountain. I get past the garrison. Like,
See, there was also not so many of those location markers either, like there
No.
was in Skyrim. You didn't have that shit in Morrowind.
you didn't have like a marker that would tell you how just to follow this little beacon.
You actually had to listen to the directions that people gave you.
So I go into the Dwemer ruins, right? And I kid you not, I go into the fucking bowels of this fucking place, like the deepest, and I can't find this shit anywhere. And like I'm looking everywhere for it, like, and I just kept getting deeper. Like this place was massive. I just kept getting deeper. And once I hit the fucking like lava area, like this is fucking. I'm in hell. I went back. I went back because I was fucking done. And like I just did other missions and stuff. I never did the main quest. And then I got the strategy guide one day.
Yeah.
My cousin just randomly bought it somewhere, and it was the whole Game of the Year edition version too. I go to the quest again, right? I read it. I shit you not. It says it's on the table to your left, right at the gate when you first go in. I go in and it's like mother, and it's sitting right fucking there.
After you went down to the bowels of hell.
Depths of hell. And that bitch was like fucking like right at the beginning of the fucking ruins. I fucking lost my shit. I fought so much random shit in there.
Yeah.
Fucking Dwemer ghosts and their fucking little soldier robot bullshit.
Anybody that's played Skyrim, you know nothing about the Dwemer ruins in Morrowind.
The drummer horrors in Morrowind.
Good God. Massively annoying. Massive.
So were fucking status effects. Because I didn't know how to heal stuff like back then.
Yeah.
So it would just fucking be red marks all over my fucking status.
Yeah.
I'd be like over encumbered because my stress went down to 0 for some reason. And I wouldn't know how to heal it.
People that play only Skyrim.
So it would look like I would just have like a disease for the rest of my life in the game.
Oh, you could get diseases easy.
yeah.
Remember?
I was like, fuck.
Mostly if like one of the vampires bit you or something like that in one of those tombs, just
Those are-
randomly.
The vampirism is the worst.
Yeah.
Because there's nowhere else you can't leave. Like you can't like go back and like they know you're they just start like the guards started going right after you.
Yeah.
And like they don't do that in Skyrim. Like they're like you something weird about you, but I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
In that one, like they're like that's a motherfucking vampire right there.
And they automatically attack.
And like so all the towns were closed. If you were like you could play the vampire missions in that game, but like they just cut you off from the entire game after that.
Yes.
Like you couldn't go into town, you couldn't go into other quests. You just had to do
And you had to find a way to heal yourself.
you could do like the whole vampire quest, and then you go back to revert into human. But I never wanted to do that fucking sub quest anymore
Yeah, no, it was annoying.
because you had to fucking walk everywhere because you couldn't teleport. Or
And the worst fucking disease was rock joint. Hated that shit.
oh yeah,
You
rock
couldn't
joint.
move at all. Like you're moving like extreme, like as slow as you move in Skyrim. Whenever you have like encumbrance and stuff, take another like 10th of that speed away completely. Where you're just at that the 10th of that speed. It's like just slow motion. You can't fight. You can't do shit. All because of that fucking rock joint disease.
So if I get Morrowind again, I have to get the strategy guide.
I know you're gonna have to.
I'll try on my own, but you know when you can't, you can't.
All right, Hircine is one of the more widely worshipped Daedric princes in Tamriel, despite never actively seeking worship or reverence. His appeal lies in his fear, which encompasses the thrill of the hunt. Though this can be taken to extremes, his advocacy for sportsmanship is another lure, as the law of fair hunt, which he holds to, prohibits cheating prey, referred to as the hare, out of genuine chance at escape. He admires the hare that overcomes whatever is thrown against him, no matter the odds. For example, one who turns the game on its head by hunting the hunters who may earn the prince's respect. Finally, he is straightforward in his desires. He often seeks people out, tests them, and rewards those who are able to prove themselves worthy with a boon. As the progenitor of Lycopanthe, God, if I can even...
So that's the motherfucker that made it. Okay.
Yes. Hircine is recognized as the father of man-beasts.
I know I saw Werebear once in Morrowind, but no one believes me because I don't think they were supposed to be in the game.
Yeah, they are. They're in.
Are they?
Yeah, they're in.
So I think I jumped by one of those motherfuckers one time.
They're in Solstheim. There's an entire pack of them.
Okay, just making sure.
He serves as the guardian of wary creatures, which are often referred to as his children. The condition is called Hircine's gift by those who view it as a blessing, and Hircine's curse to those who consider it an abomination. Hircine is quite prideful of Lycopanthe and resents those that receive it willingly but have come to regret it. He's known to have ingrates slain to rid them of their misery. regardless of whether they worship him or not. Hircine will typically claim the souls of skin shifters, and they will spend eternity in the hunting grounds. The demi-prince Dirola is Hircine's daughter. There is a belief that Hircine is allied with Mehrunes Dagon, though Lyranth the Foot Killer claims that there is no such agreement that exists. It would be obscure outside their own circle. Hircine has Daedra lords that manage some of his subspheres and report to him, such as the Lord of Fishing. He may also be associated with the Daedric Lord Hallowjack. Ilborm is an enemy to Hircine, so he doesn't like him. Hircine Summoning Day is the 5th of mid-year. Then we have next up is Athelia, known as the Prince of Paths, the mistress of the untraveled road, the unseen, the fate changer, the dark reflection, the last tomorrow. And she who saw and wept is the Daedric Prince of Paths. It is said that prisoners exist by her will.
Gee, the fucking guards would dispute that with you when they fucking arrest you for nothing.
She supposedly has the ability to shape destiny, alter fate, and rearrange its strands according to her whim. Considering this power a threat to the order of the universe, Hermaeus Mora erased all traces of her memory from existence in order to preserve reality.
Wow.
So Hermaeus Mora destroyed her.
One move for him. You can't control fate, and he just fucking destroys her.
You can't control her, the way he speaks.
Shut up, pass!
That's kind of how he sounds when he talks. It's almost like Gandalf.
Remember that scene in the original Lord of the Rings where Saruman had him, right?
Yeah.
So they had just had fucking Ian McKellen just spit it in a fucking circle. He's like, they did that shit
Without his leg up.
Yeah, it's just CG, like no CGI. He's like, like God damn. That shit seems so fucking disrespectful. Looking back at it, like, God, they got this motherfucker spitting in a circle.
Athelia left behind her loyal servant, Torvasard, as a contingency plan for her absence. As of the Second Era of 582, she was known to the academic community. The next one we have up is Jigalag. You remember Jigalag, don't you?
Yeah, he's the ruler of the Gigolos.
The Juggalos?
Oh, yeah, what did I say? The Gigolos?
The Juggalos?
Yeah, the Juggalos.
Well, I mean, I guess if he was a gigolo, you know.
I actually didn't mean the Juggalos, but I said Gigolos by accident.
Jigalag, the Prince of Order, is the Daedric Prince whose sphere represents logical order and deduction.
Yeah, just like a Juggalo. Logical order.
His great library once contained a logical prediction of every detail in the world and every action that would ever take place on Mundus or Oblivion, long before they actually happened.
That's boring.
He was cursed in antiquity to become the Prince of Madness, Sheogorath.
Oh, wait, so he
is Sheogorath.
Okay.
After the events of the last Grey March, Sheogorath and Jigalag are no longer the same Daedric Prince. However, they are still connected in other ways. It is said that the Daedra fear wisdom and order, and for his similarities to Jigalag's principles, they feared Silthasil above all others. Apostles of Silthasil noted that of all the Daedra, only the Grey Prince of Order knew his nature, and went mad in the knowing. Though many Ada have ambitions, they learnt their lesson from banishment and tend to keep them within their own spheres, lest they suffer the same fate as Jigalag. Jigalag commands his own Daedra, the Knights of Order, which are spawned from obelisks summoned by his followers, the Priests of Order. Together, they constitute the Forces of Order. He is viewed as stern, bleak, and colorless, with him and his soldiers lacking originality.
Boring.
Yes. But he was Sheogorath, basically in the Second Era, I think. So in Morrowind, they were the same prince. Basically, they drove Jigalag to become mad, and he became Sheogorath.
That's wild.
The Prince of Madness.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Malakath, the Daedric Prince of Lies, Deception, and Hypocrisy. The God of Curses, Daedric Prince of the Bloody Oath, Lord of Ashenbone, Lord of Monsters, Oathbreaker, Creator of Curses, He who speaks sideways, the Furious One, the Keeper of the Bloody Curse, and the Defender of the Betrayed. Also known as Malok.
Just imagine now, like him saying it sideways, his head sideways, he's talking. Like Rick Grimes from fucking Walking Dead.
He's known as Malok to the orcs. Orke in Nordic tradition, Orka to the Khajiit, Maluk to the giant goblins and red guards, Malak to the Dunmer, and Maluk, the blue god.
Wait, are there orcs in? Are there orcs in?
Yeah.
Tamriel?
You don't remember the orcs?
Shit, no.
Remember, you have the orcish weapons
Oh yeah, there is
in Skyrim, yeah.
the green ones.
Yeah.
Damn, I completely
You completely forgot about them, didn't you?
like entirely. It just doesn't seem like it's something that because it's such a generic fantasy character.
Yeah.
I didn't imagine them to be. I completely forgot about the orcs. They also have those fucking bases, like the strongholds.
Yeah.
In
The orcish strongholds.
Yeah.
So you completely forgot about just completely erasing that race.
Yeah, like completely from my head.
He's basically is a Daedric prince whose sphere is the patronage of the spurned and ostracized and keeper of the sworn oath and the bloody curse, as well as conflict, battle, broken promises, and anguish. Malakath has been described as a weak but vengeful Daedra by some, and he fittingly, given his sphere, is allegedly not recognized as a Daedra lord by his peers. However, Azura considers him among the powerful princes, as he was the one of the 8 to sign the Cold Harbor Compact. The prince rules over a realm in Oblivion known as the Ash Pit, and he counts the oversized but dull-witted Ogrim as his servants. Malakath was created whenever Boethia ate the Aldmeri ancestor spirit Trinamak, although Malakath himself says that this tale is far too literal-minded. Additionally, Trinamak's most devoted elven followers were transformed into the Osmer. That's what they're considered as in Morrowind, is the Osmer. Not the orcs, but the Osmer.
Okay, that's why it wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah. The pariah folk in Aldmeris. Or
that motherfucker Umber in Morrowind. I never died in battle, but if I could find someone, have you ever fought him?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's the most powerful. He seemed like the most powerful character in the game, but like he wants to die in battle. He doesn't want to just die of old age.
Yeah.
So you fight him, he beats the shit out of you.
Yes. Well, the Black Knight, I think, is the most powerful one.
In Morrowind?
Oh, I was thinking in Elder
in
Scrolls.
general?
Yeah.
I knew how powerful he was when he fucking hit me once, and I fucking buckled. I was like, when you drop to your knees, like I'm like, it's gonna be a long fight.
You better know this cheat code.
And you get right back up, and he fucking buckles you again.
However, some orcs cling to the belief that Trinimax still exists, and Malakath is a separate entity. Goblin kind worships the blue god, whom they venerate with sacred idols of Malakath painted blue. Remember what the goblins were, right? In Skyrim? Those little things that were... You didn't play Solstheim very much.
A little bit.
They were the one, like in Solstheim, where they're little itty-bitty goblins.
Aren't they like in Merwin too, but they're blue?
Yeah, they're the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Malakath is considered the first of the 4 corners of the House of Troubles in Morrowind. Though other sources say he is an ally of Mephala and an enemy of Oberon.
Fucking House of Troubles, I remember them. It was Dagathar's house, I think.
Some consider him an enemy of Ebenarm. His summoning day is the 8th of Frostfall. Trollfat is consistently used as an element in rituals intended to summon Malakath. Next up we have Mehrunes Dagon, the exalted and most puissant lord. Geraint of Dagon, also the Blight Daedra Lord, Lord of Change, Prince of Ambition, Prince of Disaster and Destruction, Master of Razors, Sovereign of Destruction, the Flame Tyrant, the Father of Cataclysm, the Golden Flame, the Flame Father, the Prince of Being Defeated, and the Mare Pride's End. He's the Daedric Prince of Darkness and Destruction. He's the one that is in Oblivion. The guy with the multiple arms and stuff like that at the end. Whose sphere encompasses...
He's the one that attacked... was that Tamriel? What was the country in Oblivion?
Tamriel.
Okay, he was the one that went to war?
Yeah.
Any reason why, or he just lost it?
Well, Tamriel's the continent, and then...
Cyrodiil?
Cyrodiil, yeah, was the actual country within...
because the king died, so it broke the bond that held him back.
With the time dragon. What is the god's name? The dragon god, though.
Larry Bowen?
No. But yeah, it's the one that basically allowed that Mehrunes Dagon to come into the world.
So it was, I guess who's back?
I'm back again.
And he just immediately fucking invaded. Like the second he heard the dude, he's dead. He can get on that.
Yep. Whose sphere encompasses destruction, change, revolution, energy, and ambition. The Lord of Fire and Blood is associated with natural disasters like fires and earthquakes. Flash floods, thunderstorms, and other natural disasters have been linked to communications between him and his cultists. The prince is also said to be the author of the Mysterium Xarxes, which is a book that you find in
I know.
Tamriel.
I'm all about books.
Mehrunes Dagon has an insatiable hunger for destruction. Zivele Moath and Phaedra Shardai are Dagon's adoptive children. There is a belief that Mehrunes Dagon is allied with Hircine, though Lyranth the Fool Killer claims that there's no such arrangement that exists. It would be obscure outside of their own circle. Enemies of the Prince of Destruction include Ibranarm, Akatosh, and Malak Bal, with whom Dagon shares a bitter rivalry. The two have been known to meddle in each other's schemes whenever the opportunity arises. It is also rumored that the prince hates Nocturnal.
Hates Nocturnal?
Yeah, you remember Nocturnal? The Daedric prince that the Thieves Guild worships.
Oh, the chick? Is it a
Yeah.
chick?
Yeah. Yep. Dagon's protonymic is Legoloch, and his neonymic, and I am not going to pronounce this, so I'll just post the words above here whenever this goes onto YouTube, because I'm not going to fuck up that name.
What is it? Is it bad?
Oh, no, you pronounce that shit.
Which one?
It's the second line of bold lettering.
Damn. Let me see here. Jehakilaho. Dahib Effin Hassan Fan. Yeah, I fucked that up.
Don't you?
First of all, it's Jehakilaho.
Jaggy Killer.
That's basically what I just said in the first one, which I'm pretty sure is what he was trying to say on purpose.
That's hilarious.
If I knew what fucking language it was supposed to be, like in the fucking terms of our fucking planet,
Right?
I could at least figure it out.
Jaggy Killer Ho?
Like, is it Latin? Is it fucking Arabic? You know, like, give us a frame of reference. But some people just like to mash words together that make no fucking sense.
That's kind of what that looks like. The Princess Summoning Day coincides with the Warriors Festival, the 20th of Sun Disk. Next up is Mephala.
Mephala.
Mephala is a Daedric prince whose association with murder, lies, deception, sex, and secrets is always weaving a web of intrigue and terror.
Also called Hannibal Lecter.
Though it is a,
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. You see that movie? My God, I'd love you so hard. I can't believe he's the fucking same guy that plays the police chief in Monk. The guy that played Buffalo Bill
Yeah.
in Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
I was like, is that fucking, well, I forgot what his fucking name was in Monk.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe it.
Same character.
I was the same actor. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
All right. Though it is stated that her sphere is obscured to mortals, Mephala is known as the web spinner, plot weaver, androgyne, the spinner, and the spider, the teacher of the secret arts, the queen of the 8 shadows of murder, the silver spider, the spider god, the dark one, the whispering lady, the lady of whispers, and the queen of oblivion. Mephala is the one that in Skyrim where the kid goes and listens to that door, where it speaks to him through the door, but you get that long sword where if you kill a comrade, it gains power.
That's fucking insane.
She is also referred to as the Princess of Secrets, and she who weaves the sordid web of human affairs. Long, thin, silver hair is a trait associated with Mephala's champions. Mephala interferes in the affairs of mortals for her own amusement, and does nothing without purpose. Mephala thinks of the affairs of mortals as a weave. Pull but one thread and the whole thing unravels. To her, the web of Orbis, Orbis, is an interconnected system of action and consequence, and she spins new threads to influence outcomes. In an essay analyzing the Daedric Prince, Devaeth Fear posits that Mephala likely doesn't see mortals as mere playthings, unlike some of her fellow princes do. Like, she's actually trying to interfere because she wants to interfere instead of just on a whim, like the rest of the Daedric princes, just to fuck shit
Like,
up.
it's a Saturday, and there's no football on today. Let's go fuck some people's lives up.
The web spinner deals in secrets and hidden lore. She and her worshippers value secrets and mysteries above all else. Those who stumble upon one of Mephala's shrines or a place where an artifact or of hers is hidden may find Mephala whispering forbidden secrets in their ears. Hermaeus Mora, the demon of knowledge, is sometimes referred to as Mephala's sibling. Hermaeus Mora collects knowledge of all sorts, but Mephala cares only about knowledge that is obscure and undisclosed. Not only is she secretive, Mephala also cares very little for the safety and well-being of mortals. The spider takes great pleasure in strife, a ruined marriage, 2 peaceful factions erupting into bloody warfare over falsified evidence of treachery. She finds all of these things amusing.
So she runs a freaking Jerry Springer-esque realm.
Mephala is purported one of the strongest of the recognized spirits that emerged soon after Akatosh, that's who I was thinking of, the dragon god Akatosh,
Oh.
formed time and began. Mephala's enemies include Ebenarm, so nobody likes Ebenarm at this point, and Periite. Remember, Periite's the one of diseases.
Wow. Yeah.
She was also
Jesus.
She was also allied with Malakath at one point prior to the warp in the west. The ancient Khajiit considered her an ally to Azura, Boethra, and Lorca.
I remember reading a book in Skyrim talking about that other continent outside of Tamriel. And I don't know if it was like they were hinting on what the new races were going to be, but they had some weird ones like lions and
the dragon people or snake people.
The snake ones too, yeah. And I was like, oh, they're trying to hint at like maybe making some new races in the game.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll wait and see.
I remember that.
But I guess in my head is like, if they go to, let's say that was like, they've said it like 1,000 years in the future, the continents went to war, and then eventually they made a peace. That's how the two races now,
you get both continents, peoples
intermingling.
Yeah.
That way there's no like actual conflict. Like, because if it's just like if you got to pick one race and now you're at this fucking continent and you can't move the other one without getting attacked, would make no sense.
Yeah.
That's why I see them, or like maybe Tamriel conquers this new place and like they set up a huge like bunch of cities there. So like all these people now like we're on the new continent. Or maybe they come and conquer some of Tamriel.
I think that it would be the other way, where the people come and conquered parts of Tamriel.
And like we just play whatever country they conquered.
Yeah. And
like it's been a few years now, so there's a peace and all this. Because I know they were at war in Skyrim with the High Elves.
Yes.
And that war was not going in the Imperial favor.
No.
If I remember correctly.
No, not.
So we don't know what happened. Plus with the Civil War in Skyrim, that just depleted the resources of the Empire.
Yes.
And
that's why whenever like morally who would you choose between the Nords or the Imperials? You go with the Imperials because then it ends the war quickly and then you can focus all your attention on
the actual enemy.
Yeah.
The freaking High Elves.
Was it the Aldmer?
I don't know what they were called, but
I can't remember the exact name of them. It's been a long time.
They were powerful.
All right, next prince that we have is Meridia. You remember Meridia?
Oh, well, that was that chick there with the orb?
Yes, the one that nobody wanted to find.
Yeah, you never want, like, once your second playthrough, you're like, please don't let me find that orb right now. And then, like, whatever level, like, it had a specific level lock. So, once you got to that level, like, there it is. No matter what the fuck.
Any chest that you open.
Like, it would eventually just pop up one day.
And you, what was it?
You're just like, fuck.
Mortal, you have found my
You get fucking, it says 600 miles into the fucking sky.
Yeah. Meridia's beacon is what it's called. Yeah. All right. So Meridia, Lady of Infinite Energies, the Bright Lady, the strict but fair arbiter of inner luminance, the Sunfire, the Radiant One, the Keeper, the Lady of Light, the Red Star, the Harbinger of Dawn, a goddess who holds a mirror of the lie, and the Prince of Life is the Daedric Prince of Life and Light, associated with the energies of living things. Though it is stated that her sphere is obscured to mortals, the sunburst is her symbol. She has a great and everlasting hatred for the undead and will greatly reward any who eliminate them from the world. And she really did hate the fucking dead in Skyrim. With fervor, she reveals purity within chaos, aiming to abolish false life so that Mundus may be reforged with the fire of a new light. As such, Meridia has a reputation for benevolence and one of the few Daedric princes who is considered not wholly to be evil. Her day of summoning is the 13th of Morningstar. In spite of this, she is referred to as the Glister Witch or the Lady of Greed by those who view her less favorably. With a habit of collecting live human specimens to satiate said greed, to her enemies, Meridia is known for her violent loathing of disorder as well as her obsessiveness, self-righteousness, irrational anger towards entities that seem impure, and hatred of mortal free will and defiance. She believes that free will should be surrendered to passion. Destiny is fulfilled for the vessel. As with most princes, Meridia sees mortals as assets primarily for use by her as means to an end. Meridia can bestow upon mortals immortality at the cost of their free will, becoming those known as the Purified, slaves to her command, cleansed of disease, death, and free will. People who join the ranks of the Purified are both those that willingly pledge to serve Meridia and the unwilling, such as those that defy her. Meridia also granted immortality to her champion, Umaril the Unfettered, and the ancient Aelid enemy of Pelinal Whitestrake. Her Aurorans and Umaril returned during the time of the Oblivion Crisis to seek vengeance on the Divines. Her sphere of energy and life often brings her into conflict with many of the other princes of Oblivion. She most notable examples of this include the feuds that she has in an internal battle with the Daedric Prince of Domination, Malak Bal. She can't stand this person because he created the vampires.
How?
During the waning days of the Aelid Empire, Meridia would be responsible for the destruction of Mola Gabal worshipping, Aelid city of Abagarlos, commanding her knights in the Meridia worshipping Aelid city of Diladil to invade after discovering a great and terrible weapon known as the Mortum Vivictus was gifted to Abagarlos by the Lord of Domination himself. Those are a bunch of long words. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This feud would continue well into the Second Era, where Meridia's assistance was instrumental in stopping Malak Bal's plane meld. Whenever he tried to merge them during, was it the Elder Scrolls Online? Like one of the first things where he tried to merge the two worlds into one.
All I remember from that was when they used to have those weird circles in the sky.
Yeah, that's
And like he used to just, those big ass anchors would drop down, almost smash it. One of them almost smashed my fucking skull.
Yeah.
They should have landed right next to me.
Yep, that's what I was talking about.
Okay.
Denizens of Malak Bal's realm of Cold Harbor refer to Meridia as the Shining Bitch.
Damn. Tell me how you really feel.
That her worshippers are often locked away and tortured within the lightless Obolit. Her other notable enemies include Nocturnal, who once invaded Meridia's realm in her quest to rewrite reality, and Eberarm, the god of war who dislikes most Daedric princes. Next one up we have is Malak Bal. He's a Daedric prince whose sphere is the domination and enslavement of mortals. His ultimate desire is to harvest the souls of all mortals, bringing them within his sway by spreading seeds of strife and discord in the mortal realms. To this end, he obsessively collects soul gems, and even dragged pieces of Nirn into his realm to satisfy his insatiable desire for conquest. The more souls he collects, the more he wants. Malak Bal values patience and cunning. He often deceives those he deals with, and has no trouble waiting exceedingly long periods of time for his plans to come to fruition. He also takes great pleasure in the suffering of mortals, and often has them tortured for his amusement.
Oh, Jesus.
Those who fall into his clutches are forced to labor ceaselessly for his benefit. The prince has a penchant for necromancy, often employing the use of the risen dead and forcing his followers to serve beyond the grave.
The prince also has a penchant for necrophilia.
Yes. He is capable of preserving live mortals far beyond the normal lifespan and prolong their suffering. Malak Bal is acknowledged as the father of several children, though it is unclear what those relationships mean to him. His son, Ozazakar, who is the Daedric Titan. He also has a daughter named Malak Grunda, and a winged Twilight, who took the lowly Frost Akronach, Nomek Gwei, as her consort. Malak Bal did not approve of the relationship and had them both banished to oblivion so that he could punish them for eternity. A persistent legend about Haemon Cameron claims that he is a progeny of Malak Bal and Breton woman. So he claims to be the child of the two. Malak Bal's enemy include Ebenarm, Boethia, Meridia, Lamebal, and Arkay. Arkay is the god of like funerals and stuff like that. How you always find the priests of Arkay in Skyrim, where they tend to the dead and the crypts and stuff like that. He was at one point allied with Azura. His summoning day is during Sheila, on the 20th of Evening Star. He appears before his cultists in the guise of a mortal whenever invoked on these dates. Then we have Nymeria. She's one of the most disgusting ones. Nymeria is a Daedric prince whose sphere is the ancient darkness. She is also known as the Daedric Prince of Hunger, the Mistress of Decay, the Lady of Decay, the Spirit Daedra, and the Goddess of the Dark. Nymeria is the ruler of sundry dark and spirity shadows, and is often associated with slugs, spiders, and other things that inspire mortals with instinctive revulsion. The symbol of her of a bat is featured on her emblem. The Khajiit believe that all creatures who feed on rotten flesh are her spies. She is the Daedric prince of spirits and shadows, as well as a patron of vermin and squalor. Nymeria also appears as to be associated with beggars and the beggaring gifts of disease, pity, and disregard. Nymeria and her shadow endeavors are often recognized to bear some association with eternity. Somewhat in line with this, the Khajiit believe that she is a spirit of infinite realms. Nymeria sees herself as an outright ruler of all spirits. In some cultures, creation stories, she is responsible for corrupting Lorkhan, or making a deal with him during his endeavor to create Mundus. Mortals who become ensnared by this spirit are tortured until they forget who they were and know only Nymeria. Ancient Khajiit knew her as Urdra, a term also used to describe Nocturnal. It implies that the owner of the title is the eldest and most powerful of the Daedric princes. Hermaeus Mora is similarly called the Urdaedra, or elder than Ada. Nymeria's followers and the priesthood of the Arche have clashed on multiple occasions in the past. Nymeria counts Azura, the Twilight Cantors, Kinarthi, and Ibaram among her enemies. Her summoning day is Murkos Day, the 9th of second seed. Only got a couple more here. Well, I'll say a couple. Got about 4 more. We'll go ahead and save them for next week, though, and do that as a part 3.
Okay.
The first one we'll start with next week is Nocturnal.
Nocturnal.
Yep.
Mr. or Mrs. Nighttime.
Yeah. Because you look like you're getting ready to go night-night. All right. Moving on to the last segment that we got today. Are you ready for some Reddit?
Yep.
You ready to hear all these stupid sons of bitches from Reddit? All right. First one we have is by Terrible Log 1701. This person puts, simple story, context, 21-year-old man. Some friends and I were renting an Airbnb, and it was the last day before leaving. I was sweeping the kitchen, and my friend was leaning against a wall. I reached the spot she was standing at, and didn't want to make her move, since I literally was just going to do it quickly in one sweep and move on. Not wanting her to move, I said, "Spread your legs, I need to get in." In my mind, I was just asking her to quickly spread her legs, widen her stance, basically, so that I can sweep between them and leave. But I suppose that wasn't communicated fully in my statement. She goes, "Whoa," and then start bursting out laughing. I'm confused. She laughs like a madman, stammers away, making her way to the group, where she repeats what I had said to the entire group, bursting out laughing to me. It's then that I realized how what I said could be taken in a different way. I just continue my sweeping as everyone laughs at me.
Imagine just sweeping like all sad.
Oh. Spread your legs and let me in.
I said now.
All right. Next one is by Kayla with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 threes in a row.
Damn.
Apparently Kayla was a very common name on Reddit.
9 threes? How much is that? 9 times 3 is what?
27.
Maybe she says her age.
27.
At the time, yeah.
I've been friends with benefits with somebody for a decent bit of time now. Long story short, without delving into intimate details, I made him give me eye contact during fellatio, which apparently overwhelmed him emotionally, and he passed out.
Damn, he's like, hey, fucking, yeah, with a damn showering gun, and her fucking his brain collapsed.
He kept saying no. I kept asking him for eye contact, or I wouldn't continue. I just wanted some emotional intimacy and to play with him a bit. I ended up calling 911, and they wanted to take him to the hospital because he was still out of it whenever he
God damn. She took his fucking soul.
It turns out he had mild syncope.
What's that?
I'll explain here in a minute, though. I stayed with him all evening and stuck with him, let's see. I stayed with him all evening and stuck him with a fat medical bill. The entire evening in the ER, not fun, and on top of that, I feel so guilty for breaking his bank. Of course, we live in the U.S. He says he's okay with it, but not really a fun evening. It feels awful for me. So basically, I didn't know what the hell that even meant. So you go down to the comments, and somebody actually explains what the fuck it is. Syncope is caused by a decrease in blood flow to the brain, typically from low blood pressure. I guess his blood was also...
His dick must have been fucking rock hard. And then
and he bent down to stare at her and passed out.
he's like, here's my eye. And he just...
Somebody put, if impairing blowjob, she literally sucked the life out of him. Imagine getting taken to the hospital for that, though. It's like,
I'm lightheaded from getting my dick sucked.
We go from that one blowjob to another. Next one is by Border Melancholy. Yeah, Border Melancholy. This person puts, my fiance and I got some rare alone time and wanted to make the best of it. We have super busy schedules lately, so finding time to be intimate has been difficult. We discovered very quickly that we were out of condoms. He went to the store as fast as he could and grabbed the first box he could see and came back home. Well, when he put it on...
There we go.
When he put it on...
When I heard first box he could see, I know he got some random bullshit.
Not Dollar General or Dollar Tree ones. The dollar ones.
We'll see what he got.
When he put it on, he said it felt a bit tight after a few seconds. He said that it was going soft. He was going soft.
God dang, shit must cut in circulation. It must have got the little smugs.
I figured I should be a good fiance and help him out, so I had him lay down and gave him head until he was hard again, and then a little longer for good measure. He didn't take the condom off, so we didn't have to deal with him trying to put it on again and potentially going soft, so I just sucked him off with the rubber on.
Damn, girl. Latex shit must be nasty, though. Ugh.
We successfully had sex, and then almost immediately afterwards, I realized I couldn't feel my lips or tongue.
I was one of those numbing cream ones. Or those like stamina ones that like numb his cock.
He said his lips felt a little tingly too, but we didn't know why. He decided to check the condom box to see what they were made out of.
Fucking in reverse, or because that should only be on the inside for him, not for her.
Apparently, whatever he bought had some kind of numbing stuff on it to make the guy last longer, which adds up because it took him absolutely forever to finish. So, whenever I sucked his dick, I got the numbing stuff all over my mouth and didn't realize it because it was she was so far into the foreplay and sex. And then whenever she kissed him during sex, she transferred some of the numbing agent to him and made both of their tongues go numb.
But wait, why is it on the outside?
Well, whatever it unrolls, I mean...
Right. Well, no, because like
it's gonna spread.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's gonna
It
spread.
doesn't sound legit to me. Sometimes sounds weird. Like maybe you put it like backwards.
You can't. How do you put it on backwards?
You can put it on reverse. So
You can't. Wouldn't unroll.
roll every way you want. Once it's unrolled, you can like put it inside out.
Yeah, but you'd have to go through a hell of a lot of trouble to do that.
Right, but something about it just seems odd. Like that should not be on the outside at all. It should only be on.
Well, it's the same thing whenever it says that it has internal lubricant, but it's still
Right, but
it's on the outside.
the numbing agent like would affect her vagina too, which wouldn't make no sense for her. She doesn't need to be numb.
But it may not be like it only may be a little bit. But then she said she was going to town too.
What did she fucking fucking turn it inside? I'm real confused as to why the numbing agent's on the outside and the inside. That didn't make no fucking sense to me. I'm confused. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe I don't use enough condoms. Maybe I have no idea.
She says, I couldn't drink water without dribbling it for a good 20 minutes and even slurred my speech a bit because I couldn't use my tongue to properly speak. That's what happens whenever, you suck on a numbing agent condom.
Weird.
Next one is by Far Promotion 5010. This person puts, this has been bothering me and I need to vent. I have a wide array of interests whenever it comes to adult content. I was on a Reddit group involving moms and sons. I was fully aware.
At least the man's honest.
I was fully aware that it's not real, and that's the point. It's a dumb fantasy that I like sexy, mature women. While on the group, I followed a link to a Discord group that I believed would basically be a cougar MILF type group. So you're looking for MILFs.
Yeah.
You've been there, Whenever I joined the Discord, every channel was locked, requiring registration on a website. It seemed strange to me, like a possible scam. So I closed the window and went on my way without ever receiving access to the group. The next day, I received a message saying I was locked out of Discord for 3 days because the Discord contained content involving minors.
Holy shit, yeah, fucked up, bro.
I was horrified and disgusted. I want nothing to do with Kitty. I can't. You say the two words together, you're going to get blocked on YouTube. So,
Kiddie pool.
yes.
Close enough.
Kitty corn.
There you go. Why just get banned on YouTube?
And now even being that close to me is haunting me.
Mm.
Yeah, you shouldn't follow those.
Like,
This person puts the first comment, building that alibi. Nice.
something that would be a terrifying thing, because all you do is want to get some actual honest, adult content, and like you run into something like way be like, makes me wonder how pedophiles do it. They just seem to find that shit everywhere, and you got to do everything you can to avoid it.
Yeah. It's like the guy actually responded to that. He's like, joke all you want, but whenever I saw that message from Discord telling me I was temporarily banned, it made my skin crawl. Like it was the actual like the poster that actually commented underneath it.
Instead of trying to build more of that alibi.
But it's like building that alibi. Nice.
It's like, calm down, Diddy. We don't believe you anyway. Get your free cuffs on.
Like nobody knew Diddy was doing this shit. Come on now.
Everybody knew Diddy was doing.
Diddy was diddling. We knew.
Diddy was definitely down to diddle. His mom was in some of those free cuffs.
I know.
I was like, God dang, Diddy. You've been in the family, huh?
He was like, dude.
Like, had like days long sessions that the performers would be so exhausted. They had IV drips to get rehydrated. Like they had to be hooked up to IVs.
And that fucked
I
up.
was like, what the fuck? You're so fucking tired. They got to put you in an IV to get your fucking fluids back up.
And giving him like basically heroin and shit to get him active again.
Yeesh, man. That's just how he was as a person. He just had the money to do it.
And then there's a bunch of people going back now looking at the videos that he was in and stuff for rap songs where he's just looking at the other dude's ass the entire time and stuff. It's like, oh, Diddy was looking even back then. Or the rappers that were running away from him.
It just shows you what you gotta get right with yourself, I guess, as a person, right? You gotta understand yourself as a person.
Yeah.
Because if you ever had access to that level of money, you don't know. You hope you know what person you'd be. Like,
if you had money, I could see you throwing freak offs.
No, why would I throw? Why would I want a bunch of people in my? Get the fuck out of my damn house.
Over 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I want to build a cozy home where, like, for a nice family. I don't want some nasty ass fucking mansion. But that's what I'm saying. Like, all these people are like, what? Because that was him.
Yeah.
He just, like, once he had the money, he got to do it.
Yeah.
But he always wanted that. And like,
He always wanted the freak offs.
yeah, like he just didn't have the money to do it. Now he did. So you gotta wonder, like, you gotta figure yourself out before you get rich and famous, because you never know.
What's funny is that there's even those memes where it shows Diddy in line, and it's got the next thing where it's the Costco lady looking at the bottles of baby oil, and it's like,
That'll be $18,700.53.
I got you.
So sometimes I hope that I'm a good enough person not to be, because like money does not change anybody. It just makes you,
It just exacerbates what you've already got.
or what you already are. So he was always a freak, and now he just had the money to do it.
Yeah.
But he had the money to do, because that shit was insane.
Yeah.
All the video. When that prosecutor said they had video footage, I'm like, oh, did he done? They got him on camera.
All right, next one is by Accepts Compliments. This person puts, so I'm currently on a trip to Spain, staying in a hostel. I was in the shared kitchen on the first night and wanted to make myself a cup of tea, but some guy was using the kettle. No issues. Me, can I use the kettle whenever you're done? Him, why? Me, I'm just looking to make some tea. Him, annoyed, why?
So I can fucking drink it. What do you mean?
Me, I just feel like making a cup of tea. What's the issue? He turns to me, clearly very irritated, and says the word again, more enunciated, At which point I realized he wasn't saying why, he was saying wait in a very strong accent.
Oh.
White.
Huh.
White.
I feel like an asshole after that. Oh, bro, I'm sorry.
At this point, a group of people standing nearby are staring at us. One is amused, one is giving me a dirty look, while the third is rolling her eyes. I realize I'm looking like a Karen.
Like an American one.
Uh-huh.
Like, God dang it.
I go red and try to explain that I misheard the guy, but before I could get enough words out, he cuts me off really angrily. And one of the girls from the group goes, "Leave him alone and have some patience. He will be done soon."
Who the fuck are you talking to? This is American. It made no fucking sense.
So anyway, I walked away embarrassed. Didn't get my tea, and I am seriously considering just booking a whole new hostel.
That sucks.
TLDR. I repeatedly misheard a guy and looked like an obnoxious Karen.
Hmm.
First comment though, that's not your fuck up on your part. All dude had to do was say yes.
But he didn't know because he said wait. So I was like,
Boy. But if you're saying it like I don't understand you.
but he didn't say she didn't understand. Like, well, could you say that again? She just assumed it was why.
Well, the person below them too is like, yeah, or add some extra words, shit. Instead of just saying why.
Nah, I would just be like,
And why, if somebody said that, if they wanted to use it, why would you say that even? Like, why would that be a response of wait?
because he's using it at the moment.
Or, but you would, I wouldn't say it in that way. Like if somebody said, hey, can I use...
We don't know his level of English, so if that's for the stuff, all he knew was wait. He's trying his best.
But I'm thinking if you
He's wait.
But if you mishear it in such a way that it sounds like why, you would at least think that he'd be probably what, English or Australian?
No, because we don't know if he speaks English. He never said who he was.
No.
He could be like a fucking like.
Do you think Spanish people say why? Wait by like why?
Way, yeah, actually,
Why?
yeah, that's exactly. He was like Hispanic.
Ese way. It's like just a misunderstanding to me, though. Not necessarily a true fuck up. I mean, making yourself look like a Karen, yeah. But all right, next one is by White's Jackfruit 9145. This person puts, well, if there was ever a case for bad timing, bad luck, and bad sex, this would be it.
Yeah, the whole trinity, huh?
Yeah. If I met a woman on Tinder, and after some time talking, invited her over to my place for some dinner and to play some games on Mario Kart.
Ah, man of true culture.
Yes. I mean, they're in their mid-20s, so we added a twist where for each race a person loses, they must remove one article of clothing.
A true man of culture. What I would probably, mine wouldn't be Mario Kart because I can't stand Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Mario Party.
Yeah.
But we'd have to make the rounds less than, because like you can get some like 50 round game. Like, god dang.
Yeah.
You do like 15 rounds.
Yeah.
You got to make the games go quick.
Yeah. More clothes come off faster.
But at the same time, I'd get so competitive, like, okay, so I'd be like, I ain't losing this fucking map.
She's got nothing on, you're fully clothed.
I'd still be like, I win again, get the hell out of my house.
What ended up
And it always has to be Mario Party 2. That's my favorite one.
Mario Party 2?
Doofy, yep. Mario Party 2.
See, I'd play Smash Bros.
Mm.
If you're going to play a competitive game like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I said Mario Party is my game, my jam.
What ended up ensuing was multiple competitive rounds, but in the end, I won. From there, things escalated very quickly and progressed from making out
fight.
to go completely left.
Yeah, because that would be the actual, like, that would be the actual escalation. Because you lose that bet, you're like you.
Progressed from making out to both our clothes coming off, eventually reaching the point of us having sex. Here's where the fuck up of the fuck up comes in. In the middle of things, we were rough and heavy, and she starts to say that her lips are getting itchy. And while this is happening, I can see her breasts, thighs, and many other parts starting to turn red.
What the hell did you feed her?
We stop, and she asks me if the dinner we had any sort of seafood in it, and that she was severely allergic to fish. It was not in the dinner, but in all of that, I remember that I had salmon for lunch, and I kissed her in many spots on her body.
So you fucking killed her, bro.
I tell her what happened, after which she immediately gets dressed back up, grabs her bag, and immediately runs to the car and speeds off, presumably, I think, to the hospital.
She's not gonna wait. At least go with her. She didn't even give him a chance to say anything.
I tried calling and texting her, but got no response to both. More than anything, I want to make sure that she was okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it was a bad allergy attack to the point of anaphylaxis, I was willing to go with her and drive her to the hospital, considering this whole situation was my fault. After 3 days, she texts me a short paragraph basically saying I'm a sweet guy, but she wasn't feeling a spark. I feel horrible about this. And I feel like me causing the allergy attack probably contributed to her decision.
Ouch.
And the first comment, so long and thanks for all the fish. She just booked that shit out of there.
How long does stamina stay in your mouth, bro? Damn, brush your
I know.
teeth.
Did he not clean his mouth at all?
It's not.
I was going to say that's from the pussy he ate earlier. He had that tuna. Next one we have is by Daniela, the pianist.
The fuck is that?
I have no idea. It doesn't say pianist. It says pianist.
Pianist? What the fucking position? What does she do?
This person put, so tonight I made pasta for dinner. I love spice. So put so many chili flakes in my pasta. Little did I know.
I was watching this TikTok video of this mom and her little daughter.
Yeah.
And she was asking, what did your dad put on your toast? Because it was a peanut butter, right?
Yeah.
And he had supposed to put cinnamon on it for flavor. And he mistook the bottle and he put chili powder on it.
Oh.
So the little girl's like, chili powder? My dad made it. Just fucked up her fucking toast. I was like, how the fuck
Did you get the two confused?
that bad?
It's like, they're both.
And when you look at down at her fucking hand, you see the fucking toast, right? And half of there's a fucking bite out of it. You're like, oh damn, got that fucking chunk of chili powder. She's like, this doesn't taste right.
She'll learn that. She'll learn to at least.
She'll learn never to let her father cook for her.
Exactly. All right. So let's see here. Little did I know that I put way too much. Also, the chili flakes were spicier than I thought they would be. And I'm also dealing with a canker sore, so that's fun.
God dang, great. She's going through it, huh?
I have a high spice tolerance, but even I can get a little too confident about it. Anyway, I started to eat my pasta and it tastes delicious, but I can barely eat it because my mouth is on fire. Also, it's 11 p.m. at this point. I eat at weird times. So I'm ultimately decided to order in some late night McDonald's to curb my hunger. As for the pasta,
Fucking, what is it? What are they called? The people that deliver food?
the DoorDash.
So, yeah, DoorDash.
Yeah.
11 o'clock. I'd be like, 11. I'm a fucking Big You want a Big Mac with large fries and a Diet Coke at 11 o'clock at night? Damn. All right, so I'd be that guy that would just be making that money.
Yeah.
At midnight, 1 o'clock, I'll get paid.
As for the pasta, I hate wasting food, so I put the rest of it into the fridge and and I'll eat the rest of it whenever it's cold tomorrow, and we'll see if that helps tone down the heat a bit. After all, I wanted some heat, but not a mouthful of lava.
Yeah, that'll stop the. How the fuck it's still in there? What do you mean the cold? That's not gonna stop shit. The spice is still in there.
It'd be like saying, "Yep, the hot Cheetos are going to get less hot after I put them in the fridge."
You know how insane Mexican food cuisine is? They have ice cream that's spicy.
Yes, I know.
Does that not ice cream?
Yes,
That's spicy.
yes, yeah.
we
They have beer that's spicy. What are you talking about?
that was what we do, man.
Chelada?
You gotta come into this game. You gotta be ready for everything.
You got to be waiting for that asshole to be burning the next day.
Our candy's spicy. Our freaking ice cream is spicy. Welcome to the land of spice. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Literally, that's why they have the Seckies. So that way.
But man, that spicy fucking ice cream tastes good. So you're like, oh, it hits the spot sometimes.
Is it mango spice?
Yes.
See?
It's fucking delicious.
I've seen it. They sell it at Costco.
Yep. Give it a try, man.
Next one is by, let's see, Pokesatsu 96.
Okay.
This person puts,
Born in 96, I'm guessing.
for context, I'm a very hairy man and have been a bit insecure about my body.
Welcome to the damn club, bro. Goddamn Wolverine without a shirt on. You ever seen the comic books of Wolverine with no shirt? Fucking hairy as a motherfucker.
He doesn't look like you, Jackman. Okay.
No.
I also have a tendency to involuntary twitch. I don't think it's Tourette's, but I've never been tested for it before. Anyway, I've been reading online that some men feel more confident after manscaping their nether regions. So,
Nah.
I think you all see where
weird
this is
as
going.
fuck. looks weird as fuck when I did it. I'm like, damn, what the hell?
I've been shaving and trimming my beard with a beard trimmer that I have also used to trim my head whenever my hair gets too long. I thought to myself, well, if it works for my hair and beard, I don't see why it wouldn't work for what I'm going to do down under.
So up here, right, is a regular forest in America.
Yes.
Down there, my friend, is the fucking Amazon rainforest. It needs to be way stronger.
Those hairs are a little stronger. So I take my pair of trimming scissors I use for my beard, and I was being extremely careful whenever cutting the hair length down there so it's easier to shave it off. After I was done, I used my electric trimmer. Well, my body decided this seems like a perfect time for a twitch,
Yeah.
and I ended up accidentally cutting my hot dog.
Ouch. Oh, that would hurt. I painted it one time with a razor, with the electric razor.
Yeah.
I never shaved it yet.
And I ended up accidentally cutting my hot dog. Thankfully, I didn't hit a vein, but was left with a stinging pain. Needless to say, I'm going to buy proper tools for the next time I decide to trim the hair downstairs. Because you used the hair trimming ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make specialty ones for a reason.
Yeah. Manscaping.
Yes. Manscaped.
Manscaped.
Can we have a sponsorship link?
I'm gonna shave every inch of my fucking body from neck down.
He'll film it all for OnlyFans for you. As long as you give us
the money.
All right, next one is by Mr. Dream Thief. This person puts, have been seeing this woman for a few months now. At our age, middle years, it's more about learning about each other, understanding each other's past and predilections, rather than the bounce and the tickle.
Aren't you boring? The bounce and the tickle is the foundation of a good relationship. When the sex is bad, I can guarantee it seeps into the rest of your life.
Yes. It's been a learning process for both of us because we both own our own homes. My kids are all gone and her eldest moved out a few weeks ago.
He means middle age.
Middle age.
God
Probably
damn.
like 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has a daughter at home who needs special care. We've been enjoying the journey so far. To help out, I do handyman chores that she can't do. She's a wisp of a woman, barely 90 pounds, soaking wet, but she has a big home with a lot of
fucking phrase, soaking wet. I just shut the fuck up. Like there's certain phrases, like after a while they just grind into me and I can't anymore.
And that's one of them.
Yeah, like soaking wet. I just, and like I don't know why. It's just so like I don't know, like not stereotypical. What's the word? Like just
Common.
yeah, like it just fucking drives me crazy.
But she has a big home with a lot of little chores to keep her busy on Saturday morning and early afternoon. When she comes to my place, we play cards, cook, watch movies, and enjoy my gardens. Today, my gardens, not garden.
Like,
Gardens.
how many gardens? I got 17 gardens.
He's rich. He's got gardens. He had the S to it. So today, however, may be the last time she ever has me over at her place. With her son gone, she asked me to remove the air conditioner unit from the window in his room.
To the wall.
I told her it wouldn't be a problem. The room was on the second floor of her house, and she stayed on the porch drinking coffee while her daughter and I checked out the AC unit. It was small, about 30 pounds, and would be easy to take out of the window. I pulled off the insulation surrounding it and tried to pull it out, but there was a screw holding the L bracket on the side that the son had installed. So
Smart kid.
that way it doesn't fall out.
Yeah.
Common sense tells you that. Thinking it was just a safety precaution, I got my screw gun, just say drill, and the screw came out easily. As it fell to the floor,
fucking fell. I thought it would fall backwards.
as the screw fell to the floor, the AC unit fell out the window,
Okay, it did fall backwards.
trailing its power cord with it.
It's like, uh-oh.
It fell through the roof of the porch below with a rather unsatisfying sound of noise and screaming by the little girl.
Uh-oh.
My friend screamed as well, and she said curses I hadn't heard since breaking up a fight between a couple of drunk Teamsters. Of course, I'll pay for the damage repair and buy her a new air conditioner, but she is still pretty mad at me at this point.
You know, accidents happen. Well, I guess it's only been 4 months.
That's her first comment. Maybe it's time to try a little bit more of the old bounce and tickle. Yeah, if you don't know how to really do handyman stuff, don't try it.
Wonder why she reacted so unfavorably.
Fell through a roof.
Yeah, but I mean, like, no one got hurt. Like, if I understand, like, it's like the kid, like, got fucking smashed.
He didn't say if
Right.
it did, though.
Like, he's just like, oh, I just felt like material stuff. Like, I'd be like, well, fuck. If I came outside and, like, my current girlfriend accidentally broke my fucking car window, I'd be like, God dang. But I wouldn't be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Shit happens.
Yeah.
If you
You
can,
just have to prepare for it.
if you can fix it, you'll be all right. You can't fix a fucking body if it's beyond repair.
Yeah.
And you can't replace a person either.
No.
So I'd be like, if it was the reverse, right, and the girl was the handy person,
Yeah.
and she fucking dropped my fucking AC to the fucking ceiling, like, oh shit, and it fucking killed my cat, it'd be a whole different story. Like, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of my house. But if it just smashed like we just went to the roof, I'd be like, well, shit happens.
Yeah. Can't really do much. It's happened already.
Time to pull out that fan from the fucking attic. It's gonna be real hot in this motherfucker.
On 110
Yeah,
degree day.
I get my AC bought, a new AC bought.
All right, next one is by The Outsider 711.
No, my daddy tried to fucking repair the AC and that shit'll blow up in a fucking house. It's like, I fixed it. I fixed it how? Old man, it fell 3 stories. Fixed it how?
It works. It works.
And shit just blows up in his face.
All right. This person puts, I woke up early with my wife this morning to see her off to work. She works weekends, so I have a lot of time alone and decided I would experiment a little. The look on her face, like, oh shit.
Like fucking jack off.
Well, we have experimented with sounding.
The fuck is sounding? Shit I don't want to hear anymore. I don't want to learn any more weird shit.
Inserting objects into my urethra.
And that was it for Reddit today, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
And I recently purchased a box of these silicone sensory toys that are these brightly colored silicone noodles. They were not designed to be sex toys. They were about 12 inches
What
long.
can I tell you? Where there's a will, there's a way. Welcome to human nature. If I can find a way to fuck it, I will.
They were about 12 inches long and maybe 5/16 of an inch thick. Really stretchy and soft. I thought, hell, I bet these will feel interesting.
Hell.
So I tried it out. Long story short, the noodle was long enough to breach my bladder, which is fine. Then I started losing my erection and it caused to slide it deeper in until I couldn't grab it and it completely disappeared. I tried a bit to massage it out, but it kept going further until I couldn't feel it at all anymore. Panic set in a bit, and I went to see if I could still pee. All was well. Decided to bang one out for science, and came just fine. Okay, the thing has got to be in my bladder. I spent the next hour thinking things through, Googling, and concluded that I'd have to go to the ER. Texted my wife and explained what happened.
Hey, hon, I gotta go to the doctor. So I had this thing and I shoved it all the way up my pee hole.
Yeah.
That bitch's gone. So I gotta go to the ER.
About 2 hours later, we were at the ER. My wife was great and did most of the talking. I was pretty embarrassed and tripped over my words, so it was nice letting her get the ball rolling. Overall, everyone was really nice. They treated me respectfully and only had a few questions about the why and how.
The why and how. You know the fucking why. You can guess the how.
Ended up having a urologist go in with a cystoscope and pulled it out. It was actually not bad, all things considered. Anyways, if you ever plan to do something in your plan to put something in your body, make sure it can't get stuck in or sucked in. Pretty basic. And then the first comment. This is a sign for me to get back to work now. I've seen enough from Reddit.
What? How big is his fucking pee? He must have stretched that motherfucker out enough that he can just comfortably pull shit out and put it in. Because I would be fucking screaming. I got pulled out and pulled into my pee hole and it had to be yanked out. And he's just like, it's no big deal, man. I put shit up there all the time. I put all my fucking loose change up there.
Oh, the second comment is, the trick is to keep it about 3 inches wrapped around your finger, and for added fun, yank it out like you're starting a lawnmower.
What the fuck? What level do you reach in your own body that you get bored of the fucking just regular, I might as well just start shoving shit up my pee hole? What the fuck are you talking about?
See, this is the most you've been fucked up since consensual non-consent.
I don't understand why.
You don't want to do this?
Why? What is the sexual gratification of shoving something up my own pee hole? It's not designed as a hole to be entered.
No. I mean, you could ask
I
the
guess
boys.
then again, an ass isn't, but people want to do anal. But I mean, a pee hole is different than an asshole because
Yeah.
it's fucking minuscule.
Yeah. Remember on The Boys, the guy that shrunk down?
Yeah, go to the, get to the prostate.
Yeah. I don't understand it either, but All right, next one is by OK Chemist 8162. This person puts, I, a 26-year-old male, feel horrible about something that happened this evening. Walked into a small stall to buy a packaging bag for some goods I had in my hands, and the shopkeeper, probably in her 40s, was breastfeeding openly while chatting with another group of people, mostly women. I saw her look at me in the eyes and cover herself up before getting me the packaging bag, and that's whenever I realized the fuck up. I had glanced at her chest, those millisecond long glimpses, and she obviously noticed.
Ma'am, you have your tits out in public. You can't blame me. The eye directs to something like unnatural in public.
Yes.
Like if you see something, it's where you're gonna fucking glance to.
Yeah. I only noticed that I did this after I'd already done it, and it happened like an instinct. I feel horrible, but apologizing wasn't really an option. It would only make things more awkward, especially since there were a few other people in the stall. Not sure what to do with myself. First comment though, you did nothing wrong, mate. Don't feel bad. You didn't go stare. They're from Australia.
Hey, mate.
Don't feel bad. You didn't go staring or anything of the sort. She's fine to cover up if she wants to, but she's the one that had her boobs out. That's what everybody put on here too. It's not your fault.
It's not your, what is he, fucking Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting? It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
And then seriously, dude, you're a heterosexual male. You're gonna look. It's bare boobs.
What if it's like, no, I'm actually homosexual. Oh, then never mind then.
Well, that doesn't work then. Never mind.
But it does work because it's something like if someone's ball was hanging out of their
you would notice.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh shit.
Like how everybody noticed that at the Olympics.
Right, when his fucking dick glanced off the fucking pole.
No, that, and then during that opening performance,
that one
his
guy.
balls just hanging out. Yeah, people noticed.
He didn't notice.
He didn't, but other people did.
He noticed the fucking breeze. He said, "Oh, damn, it's kind of chilly out here."
And last one for today is by Flaccid Sheepdog.
Weird.
This person puts, I know. My girlfriend and I made some jalapeno poppers and game day food the other day. The poppers were wrapped with bacon, which means they were super greasy. We brought them up to our room because she lives with roommates and started eating them while the game was still going on. I used napkins to wipe our hands between bites and wasn't sloppy, but there must have been some jalapeno juice on my hands when one thing led to another and I started fingering her. She said she felt it right away, but tried to power through. But she tried to power through.
Fucking trooper.
But whenever we started having sex, it really started to burn, so we stopped and she took a shower. Killed the mood, but it's a nice story to tell our kids one day.
No, it's not.
I figured your mama and,
I hope he's being joking there. I want to be honest with all my children. Here's what I'm going to tell them. Every fucking horrible decision I've ever made. Well, your choice.
And then the first comment is, quotes, I killed the mood, but it's a nice story to tell our kids one day. What story? TLDR, I made jalapeno poppers with my girlfriend and started fingering her, but her vagina started to burn, so we had to stop. I'm sure that's a story, though, Treasure.
Also, you said girlfriend. It's like you don't even know if you're getting married.
Exactly.
You tell them the story of a strange woman you had once?
Exactly.
For your mother?
Yeah, before I met your mama, I fingered a girl with jalapeno fingers.
And I was like, well, shit. Shit.
And now you're going to be ruined by the new thing that you've learned sounding.
Not really. How do you get over stuff quick?
Consensual non-consent? That one had you fucked up for a few weeks.
So a lot of stuff does, but it's just it adds to my fucking reservoir of fucking knowledge I've acquired for no reason.
That you don't want to learn. And this is all from Reddit, people.
I think put it on forbidden knowledge and put it in the back of my head.
Yeah. Things you don't want to learn in the future.
I wonder why it's called sounding.
Because usually it's with metal rods, I think. Where it's ding.
You're like, hey.
Well, he did it with rubber.
The vibrations.
And then for him to say, it made it to my bladder, which is okay. He was like, huh?
I was so fucking chill about all of it.
I know.
I don't know if I cut my dick open and grabbed it. There it is.
And then I kept massaging it. He kept going farther up. Like, bro, what are you doing?
And it didn't block anything, which is crazy. He pissed and he came at both just fine. Weird.
My guess is it made its way all the way into the bladder, and
Just fucking set to one side. I guess this is my new home now.
somebody put on there yeast infections with all these exclamation marks on.
Crazy. People are wild.
Yep. So now everybody knows a new thing, and with that, anything else to add before we
They
hit?
know more than we do. Like that sounding shit. I did that when I was 7 years old.
Oh,
And now I'm 45. I'm way deeper into weird stuff.
people are getting into some weird shit now.
Maybe not. Maybe it's always been like that. It's just more accessibly known because of the
It
fact.
used to be called a fetish. Now it's just out there.
So this is just an everyday thing.
Yeah,
Like eating ass is standard now.
by that. Used to not be.
Maybe it was. We don't know. Because we don't know. Like, I don't think human nature changes as much as technology does. But now that we have access to ways of talking to each other, we just
Now people don't consider it to be weird like they would have at one point. That's my point.
or do they
It's like it used to be like taboo to do certain things. Now it's like, everybody does. It ain't taboo no more. Eating ass.
They've always been eating ass. We just have access to, areas to discuss it.
Anything else to add before we hit out tonight?
No. Pretty much tapped out right now.
And with that,
I've got a lot to think about.
and we will see you guys on the next one.